The Bartlehouse is open, no invite needed with juggalos. Been hyped this evening, feeding for music, more guests than topics. No drama, no bullshit, no fake news, no nonsense, no grim logic. Only fam knowledge and dropping the rawest of platforms and artists. Bartlehouse, where you'll never see the bottle stop. The beef tigers off the leash, and if it's beef, you gotta see the final Bartle boss. The diamonds are raining, defining the greatness the carnival provides. Welcome to the Bartlehouse. Now get your ass inside.
Yo, what is up, everyone? It is Wednesday, not Thursday, my dudes, and it is time for the Bartlehouse Radio. As you guys know, we're doing it a day early because I will not be around tomorrow. But not 9 words. Nevertheless, that's the word I wanted. We got a dope-ass show for you guys tonight. I have been spending this week slaving myself down to the bone to upgrade the graphics, the bits, everything and anything to do with the show. Shout outs to Anthony LeBrun and 482 official in the chat already. And I know what you're here for. Our special guest, who is already here tonight. You might know him from Wicked Syndicate. His name is Bleezy Poe. What's up, my guy?
What's up? What's up?
Smaller, because that shit drives me crazy. Not much. Welcome to the Bartlehouse. It's gonna be a good night. We got lots of fucking music, lots of fresh shit. I have a game for us tonight. We're gonna do the rapid fire interview that we did last week. We're gonna do one of those tonight. But why don't we start tonight off introducing yourself?
My name is Bleezy Poe. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, but lately I've been tucked off in the hills. Ain't gonna tell you actually where that be, but just know I'm in the hills.
Hell yeah, the big one. It's the big one there in Baltimore, the big hill. Welcome, my guy. And you are with the Wicked Syndicate Records, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
I didn't fuck that up. Most notably known for the Isolated Beings. You are rocking the Isolated Beings shirt. You were telling me you have like a unique dynamic with the Isolated Beings and that whole group there. You wanna kind of let everyone know?
Well, really, I just started off going to the shows because I know you said that you're not too far from the area. I don't know if you ever been down to the Club Sonar. It was back in the day. So I believe the Isolated Beings was performing for Twisted's Wicked tour, if I'm not mistaken. And I just heard them and I was fucking with them because me and my brother were trying to rap and they were like a rap group. And then my uncle worked at Sonar, like I was saying. So I just kept going to shows and shit. And Ruthless Rob and Two-Face, they noticed me. You know what I mean? They was like, all right, this motherfucker is front row at all of our shows. I don't even know who the fuck he is. And I went up and talked to him and shit. And I just kept going to shows and we got close as shit. And we're pretty much like family.
Hell yeah, that's super fresh, man. I love the Isolated Beings. I think I found them, I want to say about a year ago now. And it's probably sooner than that. I remember hearing them, but then Maggot Face came out, and that's really when I started listening. And then I went
the Maggot Mouth?
Maggot Mouth, I'm sorry. And then, I went backwards from there and started listening to Psycho Cinema and like all the Isolated Beings stuff. There was a hot minute where I didn't even know they were Isolated Beings. I just knew Ruthless Rob because I'm a big Jeff and I don't know anything. But
yeah, I heard you say that in one of their interviews, and they have like so many like great like tracks that like you could probably only find on wickedsyndicates.com or like Bandcamp for Wicked Syndicates. I don't know if they're all on YouTube and shit, but like there's a lot of like great gems. Like I've been following the Isolated Beings for 12 years. it took me like 12 years to like really like get to that point where they were like fucking with me on like a rap level. You know what I mean? It was always like, oh, we fuck with him. He's a fan. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. He spends money on our CDs and shit. But like, you know, after that, you know what I mean? Like now we're like on a rap based family and shit like that. But yeah, them guys, like if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in the position that I am in. Not saying that Two-Face didn't, but Ruthless Rob has like helped me out tremendously throughout the road that I've taken so far. Like I dropped my debut last year, so I'm really not like too deep into the game officially. Like I did my shit on like SoundCloud and shit for years, but like I ain't never really had the opportunity to put my music on like a legit like platform, like all the platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, all that. You know, buying my own legit beats, you know what I mean, and all that shit. Like Rob gave me the keys and pointed me in the right way. But one thing that I will say is it was never a handout, you know what I mean? I always had to show him that I wanted it, and that's why I believe that he always did me the way that he did, because he knew like deep down in heart, like I really want this shit.
Hell yeah. And man, what I love the most, so there's artists that I have I play everybody I have permission to play, but there's a good handful now of artists that I've already played their entire catalog, and I'm not really worried about that yet with Ruthless Rob or Isolated Beings, because their catalogs are so large.
Oh yeah, and not to mention though, you know, I was saying when we was talking, but I want to say it now. Like
yeah.
you put on a lot of great music and a lot of good artists that most people probably wouldn't know if they weren't in that area. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like that's also a good thing.
You know, and the funny thing is, I'm actually experiencing a lot of this music at the same time as you guys are, because the way I find artists, I don't just know about people. I look for those tours. I look for all the tours that are out, and I don't just start at the top. I start at the openers, and I like hit up like openers on those flyers more than the people that are headlining. And that's how I found a lot of people.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but that's dope because a lot of people, like, you know, I'm not trying to talk down on any people, but a lot of people don't really like to put the first act out there like that. You know what I mean? They're only really trying to promote the second to last and the head performance. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah!
So that's awesome that you have the platform.
I've gotten to the point now too where it's not just the flyers anymore. You know, I play so much music, and shout outs to the artists that I'm playing that feature people that aren't all just, you know, headliners. Because I'm also, you know, seeing people in the feature. I think that's how I found you, was a feature. But yeah, man, I appreciate it's weird because I haven't really had somebody on the show yet who has watched as much of the show as you probably have. I think you're the first time I'm having someone that actually is like well versed in my show, which is super fresh. Dude, I'm super excited for that.
You saved me through my work days. Work would be miserable.
Hell yeah, you get to hear my same 5 jokes over and over and over again. But you know, we'll come back to the questions. You know what time it is. This is a radio show, so let's play some music for those people at work tonight. We're gonna start tonight off. Oh, this is gonna be different because I didn't write down who's in these compilations. Well, we're gonna start tonight off with Jay Reno and Find Out.
Cafeteria, might flip his fucking lunch tray, make fun of his clothes, disrespecting his mother. He was an only child, he wasn't defended by a brother. They loved to talk down on him, they would always point laugh. Walk up to him while he eating and pour a drink in his lap. Trip him while he carrying his books to his desk. The last time they did it, he went down and split his head. They always loved to fuck around at his expense, till it was time to find out, cause all that ends. He showed up to second. Entered the hallway with the intention to serve out vengeance. Right, guessed it. He took them all out. Sad reality, the fuck around and you find out. Find out, find out. You gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and. He was introduced to the drugs when he was young. Saw the money pile up and it seemed like fun. Now a young man, he preys upon addiction. Because if he didn't, someone else would just get in. Why not? Look at all the money, you could buy a lot. Another couple years in the game might buy a yacht. Feeling so untouchable like nobody could fuck with you. Got a bunch of goons riding around with a gun or two. Even though a bunch of people told you about the path you on. Tried to help you swerve but you turned and you laughed it off. Told you not to be fucking around with them drug moves. You creating these monsters off the product that come through. And one night a fiend caught him walking to his whip. He asked him for a front, man was dying for a hit. He told him hell nah, cash up front, turned to go. And the bass head stuck him with a knife right in his throat. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around. Imagine being at a party in college, they turning up. Homie at the table asks you if you wanna get a bump. You're like, fuck, I don't know, I don't really think I should.
Come on, bro, what the fuck? You partying or what? Look, we're all on it, dude. It's some crazy good
He
times.
said, fuck it, why not? I'm down to rip a line. He's like, yo, this cocaine doesn't feel like I heard it would.
Cocaine? Come on. This is fucking meth, dude.
Addictive personality in a buzz like no other. Within 6 months to get a hit, he'd rob his own mother. His entire life is one hit after another. Had to put it to the veins to even feel it nowadays. Underweight, looking sick. Years later, reminisce about how at one point you stood against this shit. It only took one night. It was the night you fucked around. Sadly, you'd probably be dead before you find out. Find out, find out. You gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out, you gon' fuck around and find out. Find out.
All right, take a seat down there real quick. I wanna tell you something. I wanna explain that you don't have to be everyone's goddamn business on the goddamn time. Worry about your goddamn self a little bit. We're all guilty of it. Try to sit back and mind your own now.
My own, blind to the bullshit, I'm off in the zone. Somebody screaming at the door, I'm hollering, leave me alone. I need some time to myself, everybody get gone. It's time to astronaut, that means give me some space. Hi, nice to meet you now, get out my face. This ain't the time, homie, and it sure ain't the place. We serve that raw beef, and you will not like the taste. So make it a quick pace, as you kicking them rocks. I'ma watch some TV and take a couple of shots. So read a book about nothing, smoke a whole lot of pot. Yo, it's Chucky D. Gaff, just in case you forgot.
Business.
about them, cause we will never meet. I just switch lanes and let the blinkers just blink. Worry about myself and give a fuck what they think. They ain't paying my bills, they don't matter in my life. If it ain't my wife and kids, then I don't even think twice. I keep it moving and let the movie get.
Man, I don't know why YouTube likes to do that to me. Let's continue with Chucky Chuck.
One in, homie, you can get fucked.
The next man all the goddamn time.
What they talking about? Old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. They talking about old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. They talking about old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. Been reppin' trash, ain't no real ones all feel me. The fuck boys all feel me, cause they wanna be me. They know they can't shit, they can't even see me. Unless they be paying up, pay for my double cup. Billy get wildin' out, then I'ma fuck it up. Billy get snatching mics, Billy get snatching lives. I pull the Glock off my belt, then you poltergeist. Billy been bout it from the motherfucking jump, man. Fuck around with Billy, he could turn you to a blood stain. Ain't nobody really, he could do the damn thing. Sprinting trying to catch up, you could pull a hamstring. You ain't built like this, and we all know the truth. You a bitch in the street, but a thug in the booth. Tryna front like you hot, but you know it ain't true. Now you shaking like a dog, cause you're scared of the boom. I'm a fofo, but you on the flow, ho. Shoulda never talked, now a bullet in your torso. Now your mama sound like Weezer, cause she saying say it ain't so. But you know the way it goes, she the next to go. So we pulling on the block, bullets ripping through the crib. Now your mama dead too, or because you talking shit. But your daddy wasn't there, cause he fucking on the neighbor. So we got himself another day, the bitch did in my favor. So we thought I was back the next day. He was crying on the lawn, cut a slug to the face. He ain't even put his family in the grave yet. But it didn't matter, cause I sent his ass to go and stay with him. Old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. They talking about old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. They talking about old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. Been reppin' trash, ain't no real ones all feel me. The fuck boys all feel me, cause they wanna be me. They know they can't shit, they can't even see me. Unless they be paying up, pay for my double cup. Billy get wildin' out, then I'ma fuck it up. Billy get snatching mics, Billy get snatching lives. I pull the Glock off my belt, then you poltergeist. Old Billy, new Billy, they be the same Billy. Been reppin' trash, ain't no real ones all feel me. The fuck boys all feel me, cause they wanna be me. They know they can't shit, they can't even see me.
Hell yeah, that was the new graphics. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think you're muted, my guy.
Oh shit, my bad.
You good? That's a thing on our show.
Shit. That what was that right there? Will Gates right there.
At the end there, Will Gates with Old Billy, New Billy.
Yeah, that shit was tough. I fucked with that one.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for Pastor Gates too. I've heard a little bit from it already. It's dropping soon. I can't wait for him to drop that. And in between there, that was Chucky Chuck, Don't Give a Fuck, with a song I don't have written down. I do. I just lost it. Find Out. Nope, that was Jay Reno. Sit Back, featuring El Savage. Hell yeah. But, we talked about Isolated Beings. We talked about Ruthless Rob. Let's talk about Bleezy Poe a little bit. So what kind of got you into the game? What brought you into rap?
My mom actually put me on. I remember I was probably 7 years old, and she come home with these figures. They were action figures and shit. And I actually got one. I should have grabbed it. It's in the other room and shit. I ain't gonna go run and grab it. But it was the Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, and I was fucking with it. And then my mom put on Mr. Happy, and she was like, "Come check this out. It's funny music." started listening to it, and then I like fucked with it. But I didn't really like take like making music serious until I was like in middle school. I remember we would like make, I don't know what the fuck they're called, like parodies or whatever. We'd just make fun of shit, and a couple of my buddies were like, dude, you're actually good. You can put shit together. You should like try to be serious. Because for the longest time, I just like fucking joke around and clown around and shit.
Hell yeah, we're all clowns.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fucking clown, big fucking kid at heart.
Do you remember any of the parodies? Anything specific you remember off the top of your head?
I think we had one to Akon's what was it? Smack That. It was Snack Rap. There was this group back in the day. I think it was like P Diddy. He made he had this girl group, and I think it was like called Danity Kane or something. And it was something about how we were at our desks. I could probably like, it was like, we at the desk, we write slow, doing shit that the teachers don't know. something sitting in our cream colored desk, holler back. It was all like on some like goofy like nerdy shit. Cause like I don't know like when y'all went to school, but I had like them little cream colored desks. So
yeah, I remember that shit back in the day.
I don't know. I was just always like that kid that like when we was in a room, like people would try to be serious, and I didn't like all that tension, like that serious tension. Like I had to like fucking like be the goofball or be fucking funny or some shit like that.
I was the quiet kid for the longest time, but when I did speak up, I said some weird fuck shit, and that's kind of how I am now too. Only I talk more. But I just like reactions of people, so I'll push boundaries.
Yeah, I say a lot of like random, weird, goofy shit all the time.
Hell yeah, that was the one thing I used to work at a bookstore, and people think I'm crazy for saying I love sales, but I love doing sales for just the one fact that if they want to buy their shit, they have to talk to you. So you can say some weird shit to people, and that's something I enjoy doing.
And if they want that shit, they're still gonna pay for it.
I'm surprised some of the shit I got away with saying at a bookstore to people. I used to just tell people their fandoms were garbage, and I kind of still do that with hashtag Hell's Pit is trash, guys. But
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Casey Hot, I hope I said that right, says Bleezy Poe up in that bitch. Let's go. Reppin' Baltimore. Man, Baltimore has, I feel like you guys own the East Coast when it comes to Juggalo rap. Really all of the artists come from Baltimore.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. I wouldn't necessarily just say like Baltimore, but like more or less like the
greater area there.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like, all right, so I'm just gonna list out a couple names. First of all, I want to start off with this guy because this is my fucking man. If you don't know about him, check him out. He looks wild. He is wild. You're gonna get a wonderful fucking show. Bloodlust. He's awesome. He's a cool ass dude, and he's from the area. Nate Money. My predecessors, Ruthless Rob and Two-Face from the Isolated Bands, Grim Smiles. I feel like, there's a bunch of other people that I'm forgetting, but they're like not necessarily like horrorcore, I don't think. But like I'm sure you probably know of Knowledge. He's pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited for that album release party.
Yeah. What I will say about him is I'm more of like a just horrorcore. I just really like dark shit for some reason.
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to like straight hip hop being fucking raw as shit, like I think Knowledge is dope as shit and one of the best.
Right.
But I just don't consider him horrorcore. I don't think he can get himself either.
I think I had this conversation either last week or the week before that somebody was trying to argue that everything's underground, but it's either horrorcore or Juggalo. And I don't think that's I think there's a third, there's just people that are underground that are really good. Like you said, Knowledge, Frankie V, of course, another guy who really can spit, man. Rock cassette in general.
What I will say about the whole like horrorcore term, like so like I guess yeah, we all are underground, yeah. But like when I wanted to get into music and I was like young, I was a young dude and I wasn't even really into music. I just wanted to just be part of horrorcore. Like it's something that I love so much. Like I held it dear. So like when I was able to like be at that platform to make music, yes, I consider myself horrorcore. But I hear a lot of people like not wanting to say that that's what this music is, and that's fine. People can say what it is, or I'm not saying that it isn't what they're saying it is, but to me, I'm horrorcore. That's what I like. You know what I mean? I like to just dark shit.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing with like Juggalo. You can be a Juggalo and be a rapper, but like I feel like Juggalo rapper is a loaded term now, and nobody
Yeah,
wants to claim Juggalo rapper. I mean, there's a couple, but it's. I think the lines are blurring.
I wouldn't say that I was a juggler rapper, because when I was coming into this, and this is something rare, I came up to the Isolated Beings after one of their sets back in the day, and I asked them for some advice for a young rapper, and this is when I wanted to take it serious. And what they told me, you know what I mean? Of course, there's a certain word that's with the end that you never say. It don't matter. You don't never say it. And when you're making your music, you know what I mean, even though you want to like appeal to like the juggalos and shit, don't throw the word juggalo around so much, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't necessarily consider myself a juggalo rapper, but I've been a juggalo. I would say I've been a juggalo pretty much since I was 7, 8ish, you know what I mean? With my mom and my aunt and my uncle, like they were all young. Like I'm not saying my mom was the same age as me or anything, but my mom was like younger, you know what I mean? Not like my friends' moms that were like kind of like older and shit. My moms were still going out to shows. Like my mom took me to like my first like 10 ICP shows.
Hell yeah, man! 10. I've only been to like 5 tops.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
jealous.
dude, I remember one time it was Hell's Pit, and I know you don't like Hell's
Oh
Pit.
my
But,
goodness! Right,
but Hell's Pit is like something near and dear to my heart. And
right.
when it didn't come to Baltimore, it came to DC. And by the time that me and my mom made it to DC, they were coming out. And I was like, oh fucking man, I'm not gonna lie, I was young as shit. I couldn't tell you. I got a picture though. Like I'm literally like a little dude all painted up and shit. But I was all upset. So she bought tickets. The only show that she could go to that wasn't necessarily like sold out or too far away, which was weird because we went the farthest distance was in Salt Lake City, Utah. We went from Baltimore all the way to Salt Lake City to go see Hell's Pit. And I'll say that's the first time I ever caught a Fago, and probably my favorite show that I've ever been to.
Hell yeah. I remember my very first show almost didn't happen because it was the Bang Pow Boom tour, and I was going to Allentown up in northern Pennsylvania. Well, mid-northern Pennsylvania. And there was a blizzard that happened like the day of the show. And I didn't drive at the time. My dad drove me through this fucking blizzard. We got there right as the openers were going on. But it was an amazing show, and I'll never forget that fucking show. Zitro in the house saying, just like me, I'm not a juggalo rapper. I'm a rapper. That's a juggalo.
Yeah, shout out to him. I ain't gonna butcher his name because I'm high as fuck, and I probably will, but he's definitely another artist that I look up to. He's definitely up there when I talk about the artists that I look up to. So shout out to that man.
Hell yeah. And Lauren Hoffman says, Ryla Erling is Bleezy's #1 fan.
That's my daughter. That's my wife.
Hell yeah. My daughter's not my fan. She's like, I hate that fat guy. But some of my chat's going fast tonight. Bang Pow Boom Tour was very first Insane Clown Bossy concert. Best concert I've ever been to. I'll never forget that concert. But I was like in the middle towards the back. My first concert with Fago was the Old Shit tour. And I remember being right on the barricade for that one. And Jay actually dropped a fucking full ass 2-liter in my hand at one point. And it was dope as shit. But let's go back to some questions here. Guys, if you have questions, I will, during the next music break, we'll do that in the second half of the interview. I will open up questions from you guys as well. So where do you draw inspiration from when you're writing lyrics? What's like your creative muses, so to speak?
I've had many people ask me, and I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna like talk too much on it, but I'm not a crazy guy. All the shit that I say, I don't know where the fuck it comes from because I'm not that guy. But I just like to listen to dark beats and let it talk to me. But like I said, there's like certain albums that I'll listen to like get me into a mode. Then I'll start writing. Like one that you don't like is Hell's Pit, you know what I mean? Or Dark Lotus, Black Rain. That always gets me in the mood. I hear like the intro to that, and that shit got me going.
Oh yeah,
ready to write and shit. So
my favorite Clown album is also my favorite Dark Lotus album. Anybody who's watching knows what's coming. Shangri-La, best Dark Lotus album. I'm being an asshole. Rocky Rob in the house. What up, Rocky Rob? What are some of the biggest challenges you feel like you've overcome or have yet to overcome in the scene?
The biggest challenges that I have overcame?
Yeah.
Just probably finding like the right people to branch out with, to network, to get my vision off into shit. Wait.
Oh no. Somebody called him. Okay.
Nah. Fuck. Say that shit one more time. What were we saying?
Great. I don't know. You got a phone call. Shout out to the 13 people watching. What were some of the challenges you faced?
Okay.
That you've overcome?
Just like I said, just finding the branches to link out to the right people to put my music to the vision that I have for it. Because when I first started out, it was all like kind of like just me finding it, and now that I'm on Wicked Syndicates, like all I really do now is just send in my raw versions. Like Dizzy Dahmer, he mix and masters all my shit, and he does all that. So like to get to that point, before that I was just doing it all on my own, which mixing and mastering and trying to sound good, because I am no mixer master by any means. I can make my own music sound decent, but I can't make it sound like what Dizzy's gonna do. Right. Dizzy is definitely a goat when it comes to that shit. He does all of Isolated Beings and Ruthless Rob shit.
Right. I never knew the importance of mixing and mastering so much until I met the homie Androponics, who notably has done shit for Wicked Wood mostly. But now he's on to other things as well, which I'll talk about later in the news section of the show. But Androponics, man, watching him turn a raw, just audio song into like something so cohesive and like sounding good to your ear was like eye-opening almost.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I remember for my project when I got my first like couple like they were just like rough mixes at that. They weren't even like the full mix or anything, but like the first couple rough mixes were just like, I was like, damn, like I didn't even know I could sound like that. I didn't think you could make me sound like that. You know what I mean? I mean, of course it was my vocals, but I got programs. I don't got programs that what Dizzy got, but I got programs, you know what I mean, for mix and mastering. But I'm just not that guy when it comes to that. Like I said, if I was just gonna like make some like SoundCloud or just some like quick like YouTube uploads, I could probably do something from my program on my own. But like doing that to Dizzy doing it is like a huge difference.
Yeah, I've seen that with a lot of the artists that I listen to. Some of them, most notably Mid-South Monster, Smiley J, Articulate. These guys all signed to Greytown Records.
Yeah, that's another one that I hear you guys. I mean, you play a lot of them guys there, and I've never heard of the Greytown records before that, and I'm not gonna lie, everything I've heard so far I've liked.
Oh yeah, man, and me and Mid-South talked about this back before like Greytown. The music was good. It just like it was rough. It was like a little on the rough side, and like whoever's doing their mixing and mastering, I know Andros had his hands in some of it. I know some other guys from Greytown have. It's like sandpaper. It's like smoothing it out, and it sounds so good. Anthony says Bleezy Poe did a spectacular job on H.P. Lovecraft from Psycho Cinema, and his debut album New Era Wicked Shit was wicked awesome. I think that's the song I heard you on, the one that I said I found you. I think it was H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, I was on H.P. Lovecraft. I also had my hand in Maggot Mouth. I was on a track with Ruthless Rob, but featuring Big Hoodoo.
Oh yeah, yep. We might be listening to that one tonight. But so you've done stuff with Ruthless Rob, you've done stuff with Isolated Beings. And Hoodoo. Is there like a feature that you would love to do at this point in your career?
Are we talking about like just like underground like Spectrum or like somebody like big?
I mean, you can answer both. Like if there's someone in your circle and then someone like.
All right. Well, this is probably just gonna be an odd one, and not a lot of people in here are probably gonna know who I'm talking about. But if I could have like somebody that was like really really big, like feature wise, it would be Young Lean, because I watched his come up when I was young, and I just watched what he did, and I kind of modeled my, not necessarily like the type of shit that I rapped about my raps, but I kind of modeled how I did my shit, like how he did it, minus like all the fucking weird drugs that he was doing. But if I could have like a underground feature, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with one. I mean, there's many that I could choose, but one that I'm just gonna say, and I talked about him earlier, is Bloodlust. Like that man, he's just like just the whole fucking package.
I agree. I love Bloodlust. I love Nate Money. I love that whole Crypt Keeper records. They've actually sent me some previews of some stuff to come, and I'm super fucking excited.
It's like crazy because like I'm sure you talked to Nate, like he got the spot on lock where we all perform. It's called the Shamrock, and like it's out. I'm not gonna say it's like in the like ghetto of Baltimore, but like you know what I mean. It's in slightly in the ghetto, and like Bloodlust is just out there like smoking a cigarette or just smoking, and there's just people walking by just gawking at him like, what the fuck did I just see?
So the first time I saw Bloodlust, I went to the Cody Manson show in Reading, and they were, I guess, they weren't planned to be openers, and they kind of hopped over from the Baltimore show. And I'm like looking around. The only person I really knew at the show was Michael Lawless and the homie Roach Spliff. And so I'm sitting there waiting for the show to start, and then this tall motherfucker in this demon get up comes walking through, and I'm like, who is that? And they opened. They were the first act, and there wasn't a lot of people at this venue, and they weren't getting the reaction from the crowd. And he's like, fuck it, I don't care. It was so funny. I love those guys, man.
That's how Bloodlust is, and that's how all of them are. I mean, especially fucking Ruthless Rob. He is wild. If you don't know about Ruthless Rob, he is fucking wild. But he's that dude. But can I answer a question? I see a question in here.
Yeah, go for it.
It said, how'd I come up with the name? So if I'm not mistaken, I know Edgar Allan Poe wasn't like born in Baltimore. But like, you know what I mean? He spent a lot of time in Baltimore, and I'm pretty sure that's where he died.
Yeah, his home, the home is in Baltimore, isn't it?
Where he lived and shit, and like where he's buried, and a rare find on that is one of the Isolated Beings songs. I'm gonna have to tell you that in Messenger exactly what song it is,
Mm-hmm.
but they do a music video right on his grave and shit.
Oh
But
man.
when I was in school, like like school didn't really click with me. I wasn't dumb or nothing, but I ain't really fuck with school at the same time. Nothing really made sense or made me want to like go to school the next day. You know what I mean? But when the teacher read Edgar Allan Poe like poems and we listened to like stories and shit, like I'd close my eyes at the desk, and one day I just seen that shit in my head like vivid, and it was like it was weird, but at the same time it was cool. So once I found out that I had an interest in that, I started like doing my research and shit. And like I said, I just like that dark, like grimy shit. And
Right.
I don't know if a lot of people in the chat know their history, but like Edgar Allan Poe like married his cousin and shit. And when she died, you know what I mean, he went and dug her up and like slept with her body for like a couple years until it got like really nasty and shit. And like I just thought that that shit was like dope. I don't know why. I know that sounds weird, but I just thought it was cool as shit. Like the shit that I was reading about Edgar Allan Poe and like the I know the poem isn't called that, but I think ICP named the song called Old Evil Eye or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's the Telltale Heart, I believe.
Yeah, the Telltale Heart. Like that shit was just like so cool to me. Like in school, like nothing really clicked with me. Nothing made me want to like come to school the next day. But if I knew like the teacher was gonna like read a fucking portion out of Edgar Allan Poe book, because there was a book that she had that was like
Mm-hmm.
big and it had stories and shit. And every couple days she would like read something, or every once in a while we'd get like a fucking reenactment for it, like some type of movie. But that shit was stale, so I ain't watch it. I just always every time she read, like like I close my eyes and shit, and she ain't never really understood that until until after I got out of school and shit, and I ain't want to like prove them wrong and shit, but like I wanted to kind of like point it out, like because I told them like back when I was in third grade, I told all them teachers I was like, I'm gonna make music like ICP. I'm gonna be talking like this, and I'm gonna be big, and I'm gonna be making this music. Granted, I'm not big, but like I had my first show that I did at the Shamrock Inn. My third grade teacher came out and had a couple beers and shit and showed out,
Hell
and
yeah.
he shook my hand and told me, he said, "You said you was gonna do this, and you did it. I'm proud of you." He actually makes music too. I don't know exactly what his band's called, but I know they're pretty big, especially in Michigan. He
That's
said
what's up.
he told me he did a festival with he did a festival that ICP was performing at in Detroit, but I can't remember. But it was like probably back in like the early like 2000s and shit.
Interesting. Yeah, man. The way that you connected with Poe in high school, I remember it was Shakespeare for me, and I couldn't put it down. I read every single play before I finished high school. I was big into classics, so I read a lot of Poe as well. Um, a lot of things, a lot of things. But man, I love Poe because he's such a great story writer. I mean, not just The Raven, but Black Cat, Cask of Amontillado.
All of it. I don't. Did you ever? I've heard you on here talking about like movies and shit, horror movies. I wouldn't
Right.
necessarily consider this a horror movie, but did you see the movie they put out, The Raven?
I have not.
I was gonna say I was just trying to see what your take was on it, because I know like you'd be talking about the horror movies and shit, and it seems like you like books and like poetry and shit like that somewhat. So I was gonna see what your take was on it.
I feel like I'm a snob when it comes to horror movies because really, I only like the really bad ones. I only
Yeah.
like the absolute bottom of the barrel, trashy corn syrup blood type of horror movies. And we started a thing last week where we spun a wheel. Unfortunately, I've been crazy busy this week, so I didn't get a chance to watch Paintball Massacre. Next week I will have Paintball Massacre watched. We will talk about it, and we'll spin the wheel and pick another movie. But yeah, man, I fuck with the fact that you really love Poe. Dankalore says I love Poe too.
I've been talking all this shit to you, and even when we were talking a little bit earlier, like I'm not gonna show it up. I'm not as skinny as what I once was, but you know, I got a portrait of Edgar Allan Poe on my chest. I got that shit when I was probably like 17.
Hell yeah!
So I was like really dedicated. And I went to this school that was like a trade school, so like they teach you like a certain trade and shit. And on Wednesday, they made us go out and do like these scavenger hunt shit. So like they give us some like classwork, but I mean not classwork, but like some type of like questions you had to answer at this place. And the one thing they did that I think was the coolest shit ever, and I almost got locked up for this shit. They sent me to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum, which is in Baltimore, which is dope as fuck. And I seen this fucking bomb ass fucking beautiful picture of Edgar Allan Poe, and I pulled out my phone and snapped a picture of it. And the guy, like, he ain't put his hands on me, but kind of like pushed me up in the corner and like made me like delete it in front of him and shit. And I was mad, but I took 2 pictures of it. So I got away with one of them, but I was afraid to post it, so I ain't never get to really show its justice.
Wow. So, you know, the thing is, I had planned a game tonight, which we're going to play in a little bit here. But I had no idea that's why you were Bleezy Poe. I just thought like, hey, Poe, that's a great turn of phrase. Let's do something related to Edgar Allan Poe. Not even drawing the conclusion, oh, you're from Baltimore. Like, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together to get 4.
If I'm not mistaken, I mean, I used to just go when I first started making music, and I came out like Ruthless Rob was like, because I was always coming to the shows and shit, and after the shows they would like sit around and freestyle and shit. And I was chilling around one day, and he was like, "Yeah, you young blood," and I was like, "All right, that's cool." And then I looked it up, coming from Baltimore, being in the like, you know, city kind of ghetto. I looked that up. And I seen that there was a bunch of people that was young blood. And I was like, no, I'm not willing to die for some shit like that. I ain't gang banging. I ain't young blood. I said, but I do smoke a lot of weed. So I smoke a lot of blunts. I'm young Bleezy. And then one day, Rob just looked at me and he was like, you're Bleezy Poe. I was like, all right, that sounds good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But and I already had the tattoo. So, you know what I mean? It kind of only made sense.
It kind of works. So yeah, we talked up the game. So I feel let's play some music. Let's play another group of 3 here. And then when we come back, we're going to play a brand new segment on the show that will be returning called Bartlebot or Not. And the very first game is going to be called Poe or No.
Let's go.
And we'll talk about that after we play a group of music here. So this next song is... We're starting off with one of the 3 of these guys. I did not order this the proper way. Well, we're starting off with Mad Max and Had a Friend.
You know, it's a really hard thing trying to have friends in this world. I ain't even really got that many. It's probably because I'm so fucked up in the head nobody wants to stay around that long. That's okay, though. People that matter are still around. That's what's important. I don't know. I was listening to The Rising Tide, and it really got me thinking. That's why I did this. 'Cause you wanna know what, Mike? It ain't just you. Me too. I had a friend named Victor. Well, actually really wasn't much of a friend. He would just bully me whenever he could. Seems like it would never end. See, he would beat me up, steal my bike. Also cliche, but the next day he'd be knocking at the door like nothing, looking to play. I dealt with it cause nobody else liked me. And I thought that at some point he would calm down and not always want to fight me. But it turns out that he had lots of problems and his family was cracked. Drugs and alcohol and things like that. So I'll tell you this, he lived a fast life. Not the type to study much and always coming home late in the night. All the other kids thought that he was tight, even them high schoolers too. I guess everyone loves maniacs, that just has to be true. Time passed and I did too, finally moved out of that town. It's a good thing too, 1 more year and I would've burned it down. I'm serious. Anyway, time just kinda tick-tocked and it isn't like after I left either one of us ever talked. I don't know what he was doing, don't know the where, don't know the why, don't really care. He was just somebody that used to make me cry. So I read when I'd see his eyes, and little to my surprise, anybody else that would ever try send his voice in in my mind. He made me a true cynic when it came to having my friends. I lost a lot because of all of the wrong signals I would send. Over backwards I would bend just to have someone around. I could be the peasant and you could wear the crown. I frown when I look back, but I guess karma is consistent, and it stays with you regardless of how long you say it didn't. Cause this kid didn't even get to make it till 18. Drove a motorbike a little bit too fast going over a bridge and crashed into a tree. Truly a tragedy, and that's a fact, I can't lie. When he died I was stuck with a weird feeling inside. Was I glad that he was gone, or was I sad that he was young? That shit don't deserve to happen to anyone. Two divorced parents lost a son, a brother lost a friend, and all that I lost was a little feeling that someday I'd see him again. I won't pretend I didn't care, didn't cry. My sister did, I don't know why. They weren't friends, she knew him though. I guess it was just because he died. When she told me, I replied, why are you crying? She said it was so sudden and so surprising. Tried being upset but I just couldn't, cause every time that I did, all that I could see was the way he treated me when the both of us were kids. Does that make me a bad guy? Well, maybe it does, but I'm just not gonna feel sorry for what isn't and what was. If y'all believe in heaven, well then I'm hoping that he made it, even though he was my enemy and the memory is faded. Cause sometimes they're always changing, and even when I hate it, this is life and I just get one, so it's always appreciated. Anything that happens was specifically for a reason, even if I don't know what it was by the time that I'm leaving. Believe it. Doesn't matter what you think about the song itself, it's the story that's important.
My throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All my lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long road to hell, better settle in. Our throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All our lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long walk to hell, best begin. Call me Conan the Barbarian. When them pussy rappers asleep, yeah, go on and bury them. Like the retros on my feet, them C's I'm wearing them. Yeah, hands into a bed, there's no comparison. Couldn't change the outcome even if they wrote the narrative. They album sound like Polly wanna crack a parrot shit. These mumble rapping bastards, just a bull with a parrot tits. Yeah, his hands hard embarrassments. Traps bastard child with the crackhead arrogant. Shit, I can actually rap, so it's only right I'm arrogant. With the free state mind state, steady snapping like a terrapin. Maryland's hip hop scramble cat got these junkies scrambling. I'm 3 shell Russian roulette, you're really gambling. John Henry swinging the pen, no tracks that I'm hammering. My throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All my lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long road to hell, better settle in. Our throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All our lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long walk to hell, best begin.
Enemies get more arms than a centipede. Rest in peace. If you more wrongs, wanna step to me. Get the team hitting more bongs, then you'll get to see. Fire if they got the gas like acetylene. Best believe I'm a motherfucking monster, a mobster, and I'll have you sleeping with the lobster, imposter. Crackheads acting like they gotcha. Hit rock like Will Smith at the Oscars. Pastas on the stove, cause I got the burner out. Taking 8 pieces and I draw when I turn around. How does murder sound? Killing all you circus clowns. Taking LB like you burned up down to urban towns. You're living in law-abiding citizens. Have you all shaking like you're taking too much Ritalin? Mixed with caffeine, that's mean when I'm riddling. Truth is hard to swallow like a cinnamon. Finish him.
My throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All my lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long road to hell, better settle in. Our throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All our lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long walk to hell, best begin.
I sit upon a throne made of bones from the opposition. Everybody's blown once they know I'm the competition. And dumb decisions carry consequences with them. So obviously anybody talking shit can get it, huh? You know my butane's never low. So you can think you be a match, but my blue flame's better though. Wild flow rider like a Seminole. And someone should've let them know that knowledge is a general. I stand alone like a pedestal, Lone Ranger. And spit fire like Everclear with no chaser. In a war zone with dome tracers that can level out that head on your shoulders and help it go places. So a pace ain't in my DNA. All I do is get blazed and talk shit like I'm Stephen A. Release my first takes and blew the league away. Suggest you keep away until the demolition team say that they deem it safe.
My throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All my lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long road to hell, better settle in. Our throne was built on the bones of our enemies. Cut from a different cloth, bitch, we pedigree. All our lines blow torch like acetylene. You got a long walk to hell, best begin.
He couldn't kill a bug if he had his foot on it.
Yeah.
Exactly what did you do?
Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. I ain't with the acting. Homie, what you watching is the true crime. Who am I? Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. I ain't with the acting. Homie, what you watching is the true crime. Who am I? Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. Got you drama mixed with true crime when I'm rapping. Rhyme with a passion. A hindsight, I'm actually murdering and serving my whole life in this labyrinth. Die while you're gasping. Hide from the masses. Knives and some axes. 9, that's a bastard. The murderous urge. I curve and try taking past it. First I find the beat so that I can attack it. A true mercenary. I bet every verse scary too. A sucker MC. I'm about to leave him squirting cherry coming through. It ain't no patterns to be found. The murder's very. You was shocked as the gynecologist, the Virgin Mary. Composure's getting scary. Drag him to the cemetery. Hacking him with a hatchet. After that it's getting buried. That's the only way. It's your name on the grave. You gone for days. No, this ain't a role I'm playing, so I'm saying. Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. I ain't with the acting. Homie, what you watching is the true crime. Who am I? Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. I ain't with the acting. Homie, what you watching is the true crime. Who am I? Now I'm placing paper trails that'll take them straight to hell. First I make a snuff tape, then I make a stale. My studio's a graveyard, the crawl space is well. See me, I don't mind, but I know y'all hate the smell. I am the ill one, MCs I killed them, skinned them and grilled them, get turned to a mill. They be sending shots daily, I do not feel them. See, I be been on the spree, leaving damage they won't heal from. To me it's a career, to most of them it's just a sport. I murder 30 rappers, then defend myself to court. In real life I'm quite nice, but on beats it's murder, murder. On the mic you got hype, but we ain't never heard a word of you. Rhyme, true crime, what a beautiful mind. Nobody, no case, I will never do time. They say that I'll be getting mine in due time. Till then I'm outside, dodging red and blue lights. Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. I ain't with the acting. Homie, what you watching is the true crime. Who am I? Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I ain't with the acting. I ain't with the acting. Homie, what you watching is the true crime. Who am I?
Our friends, neighbors that we've known for years, lifeless skeletons of skin and bone.
Hell yeah. That was a lineup of songs. Man, Knowledge and Grim with Acetylene with Frankie V. That's probably one of my favorite songs on that new album theirs.
Is that the Pandora's Box?
Pandora's Box, yeah. If anybody hasn't peeped out Pandora's Box yet, you're sleeping. That album is absolutely fire.
It definitely is fire. My favorite one there is Hush.
Hush, yeah, Hush is so good. I love Gibby too. Gibby's my guy. But like I said something. I don't fucking know. Like I said, we're gonna play a game now. All about Edgar Allan Poe and horrorcore. Bartlebot or not. We're gonna make ourselves bigger for this one. This is Bartlebot or Not, a weekly game show of sorts with no prizes, only bragging rights. And tonight we're going to ask the question, is this Poe or no? I'm going to give you a line, and I want you to tell me whether you think this is a line from Edgar Allan Poe and his collected works, or this is a line from a horrorcore artist's song.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think we got 6 of these. So first up, we have I've been wondering if maybe time displaced me in a place where I never awake. I just dream. What up, Ryan Lovejoy? Welcome.
Shit. Are we letting everybody take a guess too?
Chat, you are more than welcome to throw out your guesses. This game is for you, Mr. Bleezy Poe. So
okay. All right. Personally, I don't think that they're Edgar Allan Poe quotes. If I'm wrong, then damn, fuck me. But I don't think they are.
So you're saying this one is lyrics to a horrorcore song?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
All right. Backseat Productions also says lyrics. Anybody else in chat have a guess if they think this is an Edgar Allan Poe line or lyrics to a horrorcore song? We'll give it 1 second here. Yep, this is a drama-free show. I didn't know who that was, and they gone. Zitro says lyrics. Well, guys, you're absolutely right. This is lyrics to a low-key song called Hall of the Lonely. And my brand new picture that I made today of Edgar Allan Lowe. Hell yeah. All right, here's the next one. I became insane with long intervals of I can't talk, of horrible sanity. Why was that so hard to say?
Yeah, I feel like that one could possibly be Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe. What does everybody else think? I should have had a timer for this. I'm going to remember for next time to put up a timer. Like a 30-second timer or some shit. Poe doesn't say wandering, says Zitro. Was that the first one? Oh, probably. You know, there was another one that was really obvious because the word was shortened that I didn't use. Zitro says Poe. Casey says Poe for show. 482 says Poe. I believe you guys are all correct. This is Edgar Allan Poe.
Let's go.
You're 2 for 2, my guy. Here we go. Chris a little late, but he says Poe. Hell yeah, you were right, my guy.
Get me
next.
Some shit. 2 for 2.
2 for 2. We're going to keep going. I remained too much inside my head and ended up losing my mind.
I don't know. I hope this ain't fucking up the streak, but I think that might be lyrics. I mean, it kind of sounds something close to what Edgar Allan Poe would say, but I think that's going to be lyrics.
It's weird how, like, they could be both. Like, there's so many lines that were so... Poe or some slap lyrics, Backstreet Production says. Poe. We got another Poe in the chat. That's 2 for Poe. I'm sorry, which one did you say? You said Poe?
Yeah.
Okay. 482 also saying Poe. Well, guys, I think if I remember correctly, this is Edgar Allan Poe. The streak continues. We are halfway there, my guy. You are 3 out of 6 so far. So far, flawless, guys, in the chat as well. Next up, it's like in my dark days, the demons stay and watch my flesh decay.
I'm going to say, even though that's some dark shit, I'm going to say that's some lyrics.
Dankalo says, not Poe. So lyrics as well.
I think they're right. I don't think it's Poe.
Casey says lyric. 482 also says lyrics. You guys get bonus points too if you say lyrics and you know what song it's from. You get bonus points. I mean, points mean nothing, but that was Dark Half. So far gone. There he is, Edgar Allan Lowe. We are 4 for 4. Next up, we have this realm of smoke in which I exist. Nothing lives within this abyss.
I feel like that's Poe. I don't know. I've definitely heard him mention the abyss a lot, but at the same time, so do I. So I don't fucking know. I definitely do. I mention the abyss a lot, but I'm gonna say this is Poe.
All right. Bleezy says Poe. Backseat. Sorry, not Backstreet. Backseat also says Poe for Poe. Casey is gonna say Poe as well. Y'all are on one united front tonight, and I fuck with that. I don't even remember the answers, to be honest. That is actually Allah Azul Alu in the song Belial.
Damn, we was wrong on that one.
All right. We're still doing pretty good. I think you're 4 for 5 or 3 for 4. Yeah. I've lost track at this point.
I think we only fucked up one so far.
Yeah, you've got one wrong so far. We loved with a love that was more than love.
I don't know. I don't really know Poe to talk too much lovey-dovey shit. What's the chat think?
Casey says that's definitely Poe.
So far, they're all saying Poe. I mean,
Nicholas says Poe. 482 says Poe.
Me, honestly, I didn't think it was, but I'm gonna go with the chat, and I'm hoping that they're right. I'm gonna say this is Poe because everybody's saying it's Poe. So yeah, it's Poe.
Backseat says it's Poe. Bartle Boss also says that was Poe.
Good deal, Pat. Thanks for the save.
He spelled love as loved. Oh, really? Yeah, I just got it off the internet, bro. And I think we have one more. Nope, that was it. So 5 for 6, not bad.
Not bad.
Congrats to everyone who played. I think 482 was probably the only one who got all 6 right.
Shout out to that one right there. Shit, I was about to have to change my name if I fucked any more up.
And 482, what you win is an all-exclusive night of playing video games with the Bar Boss. I mean, we do that anyway. If you guys want to play games, hang out, watch movies, there is the Nerd Cord. I will post the newest link to the Nerd Cord in the description after the video. Y'all can join. We're always in there playing video games, watching movies, just chatting and hanging out. It's pretty chill. It's a pretty chill place. But let's get back to Bleezy Poe. And I got some more questions for you. Also, fuck, I didn't put up the thing. I'll do it then. Anybody who has questions, throw them in the chat as well. We will open up the chat for questions. But I asked you that one. Great. I asked you that one. That's a terrible question. Gonna be open here. I do use AI sometimes to help write the questions because I'm awful at this. You got any upcoming projects or releases your fans can look forward to? This includes, any tour dates or anything.
I got a show. Well, it's like a picnic that I'm performing at. It's kind of like a little like gather and jump off type of
is this
feel.
Is this the Gunsmoke one?
I'm not too sure if Gunsmoke's going to be there. I don't know if it's going to catch it in the thing, but it's the Dope Sick picnic. It's number 5. There's like a whole bunch of people that are going to be there.
That's the other one.
Baby Tooth Killers, Nate Money, Keegan Grimm, Freak, Mumra, Knowledge, the whole I think they're called Gas Mask Inc. They're all going to be there. Grim Smiles, Cryptic Souls, the Michigan Misfits, and Super Row. And I think there's a couple other people that wasn't put out on the flyer that's going to be there. So that's going to be pretty lit. I mean, it's 18 and over to get in, but it's only $10 to see all them artists. You know what I mean? Like, you usually don't get to see that many artists for like $10. And to my knowledge, I think they're going to be cooking up some food and shit. And you BYOB, bring a fucking tent, come chill out, kick it with all of us, get fucked up. I only live a half an hour away from where it's at. So this is like the first time I don't really have to travel too far because I like I said, I live up in the hills, which is not currently Baltimore, you know what I mean? So I don't have
Right.
to travel too far for this one. So it should be a good one.
And when is that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
That is shit. That is July 15th.
July 15th at
2 o'clock. The doors open up. Show starts at 3.
And where in
Oh, okay.
I missed it.
It's 855 Beluga Road, 26508, Morgantown, West Virginia. So it's in Morgantown,
yeah.
West
Morgantown, West Virginia. Check that shit out. It's gonna be a fucking time. 482 says Mumra is my boy. Infect. Hell yeah. Ryan Lovejoy says $10 unheard of.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Shit, I mean, I'm going and I'm performing and I don't gotta pay, but I would pay $10 just to go up in that bitch to perform and see all them people. There's a lot of people that I've never personally got to see live. Like Mumra, I never got to see him perform live. The Michigan Misfits, I've never got to see them perform live. One of the dudes from the Gas Mask Inc., I've never got to see. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna see a couple people that I've kind of wanted to see for a minute for the first time. So I'm pretty excited, let alone, performing and shit. So it's going to be a good show.
Hell yeah. 482 said, I definitely drop a tenner on that show. And it sounds fresh, man. So I'm in this conundrum right now where I'm stuck between two shows that are really close together. Because, there's the Grim Smiles Knowledge album release party coming up at the beginning of August, end of July, I think. And then there's also the Cody Manson show, or not the Cody Manson, the Scum show now announced for Reading, Pennsylvania. So I'm like, which one do I go to? But I'm waiting to find out who's going to be at this Knowledge and Grim show, because I kind of want to see a lot of you Baltimore people that I haven't seen, like the guy who just popped in the fucking chat, Ruthless Rob in the house. What up, Rob?
Shout out to my uncle Ruthless Rob. But I don't know. You never know. I had somebody send me something in my inbox talking about how they were looking for performers to perform on that list. So who's not to say Grim Smiles or Knowledge might get a little spot on there. I mean, I don't know if that would be like Knowledge's taste, but I know Knowledge and Grim Smiles be rocking shows that are more catered towards Grim Smiles at times. So you never know. So,
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Grim live, but I've seen Knowledge live. I want to see Grim live as well.
Man, you need to pull up to the Shamrock for real. You come down and get the VIP treatment.
I want to. I'm very new to all these guys, but man, since I met a handful of them, being introduced to Rick Bull, shout outs to Rick Bull if you're watching. He's opened my eyes to even more motherfuckers in the scene.
And the thing about the Shamrock Inn is, not only are we going to treat you like VIP treatment, but the shit's free most of the time. You know what I mean? So you go get to see, like, I'm not gonna lie. Besides, like, if you would take the Isolated Beings out of the equation, two of my favorite artists are there, Grim Smiles and Bloodlust. You know what I mean? You get to see Nate Money. Like, I don't know if you ever seen Nate Money live, but
I did. I've seen Nate Money live too. It was a good show.
I call him the human wrecking ball, because he's just everywhere until it's over. I remember one time, like, my girl would drive down and come to the shows, and like my girl's like not really know that scene too much. And she come down and she went to one of the shows and she told me, like, she fucked with everybody, but she said, that Nate Money, like, for a bigger guy, like, he's really just he's a fucking performer. That's what he is. He is a fucking performer.
He's a dope guy. So I almost went to that Baltimore Cody Manson tour, the one that was big and everybody at the Shamrock, where almost everybody was there. Unfortunately, I had bought my ticket a week prior to them announcing who's at the Baltimore show.
Yeah.
I didn't know who was there. I had already bought the ticket for the Reading show, and I was like, no, like that's the day after, and I don't know who's opening. And I was lucky enough to get Nate Money and Bloodlust on that show, but I was just so jealous because I wanted to see Mattapelli, I wanted to see Ruthless Rob, I wanted to see
I'll
a
tell you
handful of
what,
the other guys.
I'm not just gassing it up just because they're my people. But isolated beings, and like even if you don't even get to see like the isolated beings, say you're like going to the gathering this year and you're going to the horror stage, and Ruthless Rob's gonna be there. I'm just telling you, especially at the gathering, like Ruthless Rob is a whole nother animal. Like he's crazy as fuck. Like he's like the GG Allen of like I don't know if he considers it. I think Ruthless Rob is horrorcore to me. I would say he's like the GG Allen of horrorcore, if you know who GG Allen is.
I do. I will say, when I consider like actual horrorcore rappers, Ruthless Rob definitely ticks my box. He definitely hits the criteria, to me at least, of a horrorcore rapper. He's good at what he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said earlier, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the positions that I am in. So shout out Ruthless Rob for real.
Hell yeah. The Shamrock Inn's like an hour and a half drive for me, so I do need to keep an eye out because I gotta get to one of those shows.
That's not bad, man. Like I'll be honest with you, like I mean I don't know how it is for you, but I mean meeting new people and shit. I was gonna say shit. I come down from West Virginia, so if I was gonna say I could pick you up and drop you off. Like we could do like one of them, like we perform and then we're out and we go back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My biggest issue is not getting there. It's never been getting there. My biggest issue is my profession is a stay-at-home dad. So I am in charge of the children's. So usually shows aren't announced in enough time for me to like, hey, I want to go to the show.
Yeah, and that's like the bad thing for me too, is because I live up here, and granted, it's not so far away. Depending on how my wife wants to drive, if we could be there in 4 hours, maybe we could be in there like fucking almost 3. It depends on how fast she's going. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes Nate will say, "Hey, I'm having this show, and I really can't like make it down at that time, and it sucks because I miss out on the show. But I know the Shamrock Inn ain't going nowhere."
Hell yeah, it's definitely on my list of places to go from now on. For the longest time, I didn't know any venues. All the venues in Pennsylvania, we used to be like the haven of like all the jug shows came to Pennsylvania, and a lot of those clubs shut down or they won't host jug shows anymore because the scene is kind of dead out here, and it's somehow shifted down to Baltimore. So I need to make that trip more.
That's why the guys up here that are doing that Dope Sick Picnic 5, that's why they do the Dope Sick Picnic, is because up here in they're up in Morgantown, but up here in West Virginia generally, like they're not trying to hear the type of music we're making. They don't want to hear that. Even if it's like even Eminem gets you some crooked looks, like in some parts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they're not really too keen on rap music, and especially like, you know what I mean? I have like people that I work with, like bosses and shit, and they're like, "Hey, let me check out your music," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know," you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm not proud of the shit, but I don't want them to like. Where I work at, they don't have to have reasonable doubt. If they want to get rid of me because they heard a fucking song, they probably could do that shit.
Right.
And I'm not trying to have that shit happen.
Very country where I'm at too. Lancaster County, Amish ass, redneck.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I stay to myself, so I like it. I like it up here compared to like being down in the city and shit.
Right.
But I mean, like there's nothing up here where I'm at.
You gotta drive. Yeah, the only artists I know from West Virginia are actually gonna be on the why can't I talk tonight? I got a big old ass frog in my throat. The only group that I know from West Virginia is gonna be on the show next week. That was so hard to fucking say. And that is Zombie Cult. They are making a return to the show. Those guys are super fucking dope.
I got them on like Facebook or some shit if I'm not mistaken, or like Instagram, but I didn't know they was from West Virginia.
Yeah, they were on the show. They were like my third guest, I think, ever on the show.
No, I seen that they were on your show. I heard you talk about them, I seen in the comments where you said you were going to bring them back for the second time. I didn't see that one, but no, I didn't know that there was up here. There's actually there's a couple artists up here in West Virginia, but not necessarily like where I'm from. Like where I'm from, you got the Baby Tooth Killers, and you got Freak, and you got me. That's just like in this general like 30-minute like driving span. But then you also, I'm pretty sure you probably heard of them before because I know their name moves weight, is the Hooligans.
The Hooligans. I love the Hooligans. Yeah.
So
I thought they were in that. I always just assume all those people are in the Columbus area because there's so many dope artists in like the Columbus, Ohio.
I know it's crazy. That's like where all the dope ones come out of. But if I'm not mistaken, I've talked to him before because I wanted to, if nothing less, I wanted to pull up to his shop and like Fims. He got like a novelty shop and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen some like pictures that he took in the shop, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I just wanted to go check it out. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing here in West Virginia. Everywhere you got to go, anywhere you want to go, you know what I mean? You're going to have to hop in the car and go somewhere. So why not go check something out? You know what I mean? So I talked to him and shit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's like 3 hours from where I'm at. But I mean, he's in West Virginia.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Zombie Cult, super fresh. If you want to check them out and you haven't heard them before and you are gathering, they are going to be at Second Stage this year. They pushed really hard to get Second Stage. We blasted that shit on social media. And I'm super excited. They are going to be Second Stage. I think they're one of the very first acts to go the first night on Second Stage.
Yeah, that's how I know that I have them on like Facebook because I seen the post, and shout out to them. Like shout out to everybody that made it and got on the stage this year, because I'm pretty sure just like if I got up on the stage, you know what I mean, it's probably a big accomplishment to any of them. So shout out to everybody that got on stage this year.
Hell yeah. All right, next question here. Do you have any advice for any upcoming or aspiring rappers?
What I would say is, and you don't have to be rich, because I'll be honest with you, I'm sure the fuck not rich, but you know what I mean, invest in your craft if you're really trying to take this serious. Like, I get it, you could go download an app on your cell phone and make a song real quick or anything like that nowadays. But like, if you really care about this craft and you want to, like, you know, people to see it and make wave and share with other people, invest, you know, get the right, like we was talking, get the right mixing and mastering, you know what I mean? Get your full beats. Don't be leasing beats. Buy the full thing. You know what I mean? Just
hell yeah.
Do everything the right way while you got the chance to do it the right way.
Hell yeah. So I know you said you are kind of on a limited time tonight. We don't have you all night. So there is something I do want to do while we still have you.
Yeah, I'm still here for a good bit. I've like I said, I watch, but I pretty much listen to your show a lot, and sometimes your fucking show lasts half of my fucking workday.
Yeah, so it averages about 3.5, 4 hours. It used to average about 6, so we have got it down from there. All right, so then we have a little bit of time. So I do want to play a little bit more music tonight. I mean, there's a lot of music tonight, but after the music break, there's something we tried out for the very first time last week, and it was very funny. Shout outs to Mr. Sinful for being so great with it. But it is the rapid fire.
Oh yeah,
the rapid fire interview where we're gonna really get to know Bleezy Poe, and we have up the time. It's a 2-minute rapid fire interview. So we're gonna play some music here, but you know, another thing I like to do on the show when I have guests is I like to play their music. So this block of 3 actually is a mixture of your music and Isolated Beings music. we're gonna start it off, and maybe you can give a little insight. We have voices.
Voices. My buddy out in Canada, I believe it's 807 Mula. He produced a beat. When I was putting this project together, he hit up my brother. He's another artist I make music with. His name's Lil Sus. He threw him like a whole bunch of beats, and my brother at the time, he wasn't using them, so he was like, just take them. So I hit him up, and I was like, you really don't want nothing for him? He was like, nah, dude, if you're really trying to do it the right way, take the beats. So I just like kind of like took the beats and put them to a project for real. But if you're talking about like the meaning, like the voices, I'm not going to say like I was in the nut house or anything, but I had some shit. I did my time in some like stay places, you know what I mean? And I heard a little bit of voices.
Hell yeah. No, I can relate. I've talked about it before on the show. I spent some time when I lived in Oklahoma area, I spent some time in a mental health facility. And met a lot of interesting folks down there. That was probably the best time I had living down there, which is sad to say, but super fresh. Let's listen to it. Bleezy Poe, Voices.
These motherfucking voices, they're talking to me again. I gotta hit up Dr. 807 Mula. I need my motherfucking medicine. These bitches won't stop talking. Bitch, I want your soul, that is it, that is it. Catch me walking in the moonlight, my life lit, my life lit. If we lock eyes, then your fucking soul is spent. Run it up, treat your ass like some dust, you get swept up. I was creeping in the sewers while you slept, yeah, bitch. Early bird, get the worm, I'm the vulture in this bitch. I've been trying to tell you it didn't make sense. No, it didn't. Now you all gotta die, cause I can't repent. Cause I can't. I'm the monster in the dark. Where you at? Where you at? You can run, but I'ma stomp your ass out. Stomp you out. I'm the one sent to take the trash out. Take it out. Morgue where they lay your ass out. Lay you out. Voice in my head, let them out. They was just running their mouth. See if the evil come out. Darkness is what I'm about. Switchblade on me, you get poked. You get poked. It's a froggy frog world, next get broke. They get broke. There's no April 1st, this is no joke, no joke. Wrap my hands around your neck and you choke. Asphyxiation, I'm not human, something more like a ghost. Afterlife, catch me creeping in the attic pits, dark dressing clown clothes. All I wanted was a motherfucking friend, just a friend. Treat me so cold, reject boy where I'm going. Voice in my head, let them out. They was just running their mouth. See if the evil come out. Darkness is what I'm about.
at the haunted bando, trap house or horror. That dope fiends might run up on ya. Spirits of the overdose try to warn ya. Hit you with the Holy Ghost paranormal disorder.
Bitch, we feed off your addiction. My prediction, if you come inside, you gonna end up missing. Tripping off prescription pills, but it gets hard when I see blood spill. Zombie bitches in the cut, looking for a kill. What the fuck you know about it? Listen to the whispers of the neighborhood rumors and the body bag zippers. What you thought it was, I'm the keeper of the trap house. Once you step inside, you're never walking back out.
Welcome to the haunted trap house of horror. Step inside, see what we got for ya. Count your blessings, say your prayers, light the candles. The spirits of the addicts occupy this bando. Welcome to the haunted trap house of horror. Step inside, see what we got for ya. Count your blessings, say your prayers, light them candles. Spirits of the addicts occupy this bando.
Trap house of horrors, we got bodies in this bitch. Fentanyl on the table, know that bitch wanna sniff. 5 minutes later, now her body fucking stiff. Rats chewing on her flesh, gonna make that shit a dish. Dead guard dog, maggots falling right up at this shit. Ruthless Rob in the back, and he cooking on some bricks. Crackheads stumbling, cause they looking for a fix. Overdose on a pissy mattress, spirits hitting backflips. I'm the sickest, this is an addiction. Yes, it is. Holes in the wall, strangulation, but you don't fit in. Blood dripping, what she walking, yeah, your soul ain't leaving. No, it ain't. She up the heroin, that bitch still leaning. I'ma kill that bitch.
Welcome to the haunted trap house of horror. Step inside, see what we got for ya. Count your blessings, say your prayers, light the candles. The spirits of the addicts occupy this bando. Welcome to the haunted trap house of horror. Step inside, see what we got for ya. Count your blessings, say your prayers, light them candles. Spirits of the addicts occupy this bando.
That's the damnedest thing I ever saw, and I know it seemed to swoop down at you deliberately.
Birds are not aggressive creatures, miss. They bring beauty into the world. It is mankind, rather, who insists upon making it difficult for life to exist upon this planet.
I mean, birds just don't go around attacking people without no reason. You know what I mean? I think we're in real trouble.
Baltimore City, the home of the Raven. Edgar Allan Poe's corpse, dope fiends craving. My life is not worth saving. Followed by crows like Eric Draven. Blackbirds flock by the herds. Circle my house and listen to my words. Pecking at my head when I walk outside. Got me wishing I was dead. Might commit suicide, but I can't let them win. The evil from within, squawking and begging for me to let them in. Stalking me until the very end. Demons with wings got me paying for my sins. Praying for a friend, but they chase them all away. The big black birds are here to stay. They say ravens and crows are an omen of death. And they'll pick your ass apart till there's nothing left.
You better duck and hide while you still can run. What the fuck is this that I've become? Black crows follow me to my dying day. Black crows follow me till I pass away. Better duck and hide while you still can run. What the fuck is this that I've become? Black crows follow me to my dying day. Black crows follow me till I pass away.
Black crows swoop down. Black crows don't fuck around. Black crows, they want my soul. Black crows, I lose control.
Black crows swoop down. Black crows don't fuck around. Black crows, they want my soul. Black crows, I lose control. Stephen King, know what I mean? Smoking green, isolated beings causing horror scenes. Something out of John Carpenter's The Thing. I can drag you to hell before you even blink. All I hear are birds, I need to call my shrink. I'm on the brink of insanity, I think. I'm the missing link, Dead Man Inc. Zombies at the precinct, bodies start to stink. Murder at the clink, call me Randall Flagg. Black crows swoop down, take what you had. I'm
a madman, straight out the body bag, covered in blood and guts. My zombie swag, body parts in my trash bag. I live for the gore. Come and join me on this murder world tour. Wicked shit, hardcore. My blood is on the dance floor. Quote the Raven. Nevermore.
You better duck and hide while you still can run. What the fuck is this that I've become? Black crows follow me to my dying day. Black crows follow me till I pass away. You better duck and hide while you still can run. What the fuck is this that I've become? Black crows follow me to my dying day. Black crows follow me till I pass away.
Black crows smack down. Black crows don't fuck around. Black crows, they want my soul. Black crows, I lose control.
Black crows swoop down. Black crows don't fuck around. Black crows, they want my soul. Black crows, I lose control.
I think we're in real trouble. I don't know how this started or why, but I know it's here and we'd be crazy to ignore it.
To ignore what? The bird war?
Yes, the bird war, the bird attack plague. Call it what you like.
I'm telling you, this isn't a few birds. These are gulls, crows, swifts.
I have never known birds of different species to flock together. The very concept is unimaginable. Why, if that happened, we wouldn't have a chance.
Hell yeah. That was Isolated Beings with Murder of Crows. Prior to that, we had Ruthless Rob, Bleezy Poe, and Big Hoodoo.
Yes, sir.
Trap House of Horror. I couldn't remember the name. Also, it says they have 0 viewers now, which I know is not the case, or at least I hope it's not the case. If you're watching, fucking sound off in the chat. Make sure I know we didn't get fucking disconnected or some shit. But
my wife said hers says 7, so
says 7. Yeah, that's weird. It's from the backside of YouTube's. So okay.
Yeah, I gotta give it to you. I'm not really too smart when it comes to all that electronic shit. I know how to like record my music, and that's about it when it comes to like technical shit.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll just take it. Maybe it's better I can't see how many people are here. I'll just keep going. I just want to make sure there are people watching, and it looks like there are. So great. We did this last week. We talked it up. This is the fun part of the night. I mean, there's a lot of fun parts of the night. This is gonna be fun. This is the BartleBot rather, AI assisted rapid fire question round. So I want you to answer these questions as fast as you can possibly think of an answer. If you don't know, just hit us with a skip or a pass, or a shut up, or I don't know, whatever you want to yell at me. It's fine. I have this new handy dandy notebook. Nope, that ain't it. Handy dandy. Oh, I'm breaking shit. Timer. 2 minutes on the clock because 1 minute was just not enough. You let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm nervous, but let's get this shit.
Hell yeah, my shit just went fucking tiny for some reason. All right. End. Oh, on your end. You scared me for a minute. All right. Hit the play button here. And here we go. Oh, that's the wrong list. Good thing I didn't hit the play button yet. All right. What is your favorite food to eat on the road?
Pizza.
Your best rap punchline or line you've ever heard?
Shit, skip.
All right. Most memorable stage mishap or funny moment?
The time my grandma slipped on the sludge out front of the Sam's Club.
Oh yeah. Something you carry in your pockets all the time?
I carry a knife with me all the time.
All right. Favorite movie of all time?
Napoleon Dynamite. That's my shit.
Early bird or night owl?
I'm an early bird for real.
Hell yeah. Your go-to karaoke song?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Backstreet Boys. Any Backstreet Boys song.
Craziest fan encounter.
These little kids hopped out of a little limousine. It was all ghetto thugged out though, and they all came out and asked me if I was Bleezy and gave me hugs. So I mean that's pretty crazy, but I think it was cool.
I realized I didn't hit the start button, but okay, we're gonna keep going. Favorite non-rap genre of music?
I like that funk.
Funk, hell yeah. Favorite emoji?
I like the axe.
The axe.
3 times. 3 times.
One talent or skill you wish you had?
I wish I could dance. I can't dance.
Your most played song on your playlist currently?
Shit. Oliver Tree. I don't know the song that's going around everywhere. The same song.
Best advice you've ever received from a family member?
That it wasn't necessarily a family member, but I'm gonna say in the juggler world they were family. So I'm gonna say that nobody owes you anything.
I think my timer stopped twice, and I just didn't even fucking notice. That seemed like 2 minutes, but I'm gonna ask you the rest of my list. Fuck the timer. Fuck off, timer. You know, I don't know why I don't just hit 30 questions. You know, from now on, I'm gonna pick 30 questions, and that's what we're gonna fucking do. If I can figure out how my life works here. Great. Where did I leave off? Favorite sports team?
Baltimore Ravens.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I want to be able to see shit. Like, I don't know. I want to be able to see titties.
Super eyes, great. Titty eyes. If you could have dinner with any figure from the past, who would it be?
From the past? Shit. A lot of people might hate me for this, but I want to sit down with Lil Peep and have dinner. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Your favorite book of all time?
Anything Edgar Allan Poe.
Hell yeah. One place in the world you'd love to visit?
I've been there already, but I'd love to go back to Jamaica.
Hell yeah. TV show you want to binge watch or you have been binge watched?
Oh, shit. I mean, there's so many of them.
Your favorite one?
My Wife and Kids.
Hell yeah. One thing you couldn't live without besides music?
I know this is kind of bad to say, but marijuana.
Oh yeah. We asked that one. Favorite type of food?
I'm gonna say Chinese.
Cats or dogs? It's a terrible follow-up, by the way.
Yeah, because I got a cat and a dog, and you kind of make me feel like after I walk out of my studio, like I'm gonna be judged in the household, but I'm gonna say cats.
Cats. Favorite hobby of all time outside of music?
In high school, I mean, I don't play it anymore, but I love lacrosse.
All right. Last one. If you were friends with any fictional character, who would it be?
Shit. Fictional character. Peter Griffin, is that a fictional character?
Yes.
Okay, Peter Griffin.
Hell yeah, Peter Griffin.
I want to get back Peter Griffin.
Hell yeah. That was dope. The fucking counter didn't work, but that was dope.
Hell yeah.
All right. Guys in the chat, if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up with them. I got a few more the AI has. And then we'll play some more music and we'll go from there. And like I said, bro, if you ever need to tap out, don't be afraid. Close that. I got too many things up. Too much fucking shit up right now. I'm fucking shit up.
I see somebody in the chats said something. They made a song to tribute to Lil Peep. I do a lot of music with my buddy out in Canada. His name's Mark Cushman. Shout out to him. And we got a song with a beat from one of the producers that fuck with Lil Peep. It was 133 Drip. I hope I'm not butchering his name and shit, but I know for facts he produced Lil Peep's "Life Is Beautiful" track and like 2 other ones.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Gotta go back to my real questions now. In your opinion, what do you think? The greatest. What makes a great rap song? What do you prioritize when you're kind of making?
Regardless if it's like a story, like as in from start to finish, or like you're telling little bits of a story. I think like telling stories. That's how I kind of like to do it. Somewhat like of course everything that I'm saying isn't real. It couldn't be real because I would be locked up or fucking put down or something for all the shit that I say. But
Hell yeah. Fuck. These questions are awful. Goddamn AI. I know we talked about this before the show, but how do you handle criticism and feedback? Does it influence your growth as an artist?
I think absolutely, but like you also kind of like need to like weed out what people are saying. Like sometimes, like I said, sometimes people are gonna say shit just to hate. Just
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are just like that, and it's sad. But even some of my friends, like friends that I've had for years, like are just kind of like that. Like they love you and they're your boys, but you can't be doing any better than what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think you should always listen to what somebody has to say. And like I said, you don't always gotta take it, but I always listen, even if it's not catered to what I want them to say. You know what I mean? I'd rather somebody keep it real with me and tell me something that I wasn't expecting to say than fucking powder my balls and tell me what I want to
Right.
hear.
I think intent is something that people don't stop to consider a lot of times. Like, what is the intent of the comment? It's either easy to get, quickly offended by somebody critiquing something you've worked hard at, or it's the opposite, and they don't have the intent.
And you know what I think like the fucked up thing about it is I think especially like in like our culture, like I think sometimes like when somebody tries to critique or say something, like sometimes people in our culture like are quick to like say something just because a lot of us have been like judged our whole entire life, and we always know that usually the first thing out of somebody's mouth is something negative compared to something positive. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes people act out of character just because of like what they know, not necessarily like, damn, you know what? He was just really trying to attack me. Like I think sometimes like they, you know what I mean, they just get a little upset because that's what they know.
Hell yeah. And also part of being in the culture that we are, clowning is a thing, and sometimes it's hard to sort out when somebody just doesn't know the line, or if there's actual like malice intent there. Because I know myself personally, and I know a lot of other people in the scene that I know, we're not good at reading where the line is, and we like to dance across it every once in a while.
You ain't got to tell me about that one, but
All right, let's see what we have here. Tell me, have you had any like really, besides you said about somebody falling, you have any really funny like behind the scenes, or like, anecdotal stories from like touring or doing music with people, or hanging out with other artists, or even just writing your own music?
Well, I mean, this is kind of on me, but I mean, I remember one time we were over at Ruthless Rob's brother's house, and he goes by Slop Dirty. He was on Ruthless Rob's Nevermore project, Kill My Homeboy. Like I've been trying to get Slops to be on the track, but he retired and he said he won't. But one day I'm gonna get him on the track. But shit, my bad. Fucking lost it. I get so wrapped into it with the whole fucking situation of wanting him to be on the track, because as soon as I won or was able to get a track, he was like, "Yeah, I don't do that rap no more."
Hell yeah, that's rough, man. My homies have done music. Both of them currently are not doing music. 4A2, who's always in the fucking chat. Roller Coaster Keefy. That's the reason why he won't do music, because we clowned on him too hard. Going back to a previous statement of, not knowing where the line is. And then the homie Snaps, who just wanted to do it as like a hobby, but she wanted to step away from that. Anthony says, great album from Ruthless Rob, Nevermore. Absolutely.
That's my favorite Ruthless Rob album of all times.
I mean, I haven't heard a lot from Ruthless Rob himself, except for Maggot Mouth, and Maggot Mouth's pretty good. I really love Psycho Cinema, though, from Isolated Beings.
Yeah, they definitely, in my opinion, they kind of like, I don't know, because I don't ask wise, but I definitely feel like music-wise, like they go all out on their like big like projects like that. Like back in the day, they used to like put out like little like smaller projects, like kind of like EPs and shit. But it seems like usually with the Isolated Beings, if it's not a single, it's usually a full-length project.
Hell yeah. These questions are absolute dog shit. Now, how do you deal with like writer's block? How do you deal with like a lull where you can't figure out kind of where you're going?
What I find works for me might not work for anybody else, but what I do is once I know like I have writer's block, because sometimes I feel like some people say they have writer's block, but they just don't really want to like really push it. But once I know that I have writer's block, I'm like, okay, I have writer's block, so I'll leave it behind for a day or two. So I go like, maybe I just got a video game fucking thing. I haven't had a fucking, I don't know what the fuck you call it, a console in so long. But like, say I had writer's block right now. I would say, okay, I got writer's block, so I'm gonna drop it for 2 days. I'm gonna fuck around with the Xbox for 2 days. And then I'm gonna come back, and then usually I'll just listen to maybe random just instrumentals on YouTube and let it flow a little bit, and then I'll go to my actual beats and just start like just listening to it and writing down. Usually that works for me. Sometimes I gotta leave it alone for a couple days.
Yeah, I find that with the channel too. Like, not that I'm writing anything, but like I was doing these videos, right? And after 2 or 3 of them, I was like, I need a fucking break. It just, you gotta break it up sometimes, or you're gonna get into that point where you don't want to do it. Yeah,
well, I found when I was like, before I was putting it out on a platform like this, when I was SoundClouding and stuff, I was like eat, sleep, wake up, just like making music. You know what I mean? I was young, just coming out of high school and shit. So I ain't really had much responsibility. I already owned my own house and shit, inherited a house. So I didn't really, I mean, I worked and stuff, and I worked hard, but it wasn't like to the point where it was bad. I had time to do nothing but music, and I felt like that kind of put a strain on me too. I feel like sometimes delving into something too deep, like, you got to take a break back from it sometimes too.
Right. When I always say you got to treat it like a job, but that means 2 things. That means work on it every day, couple hours a day, but also same thing as a job. You don't always want to be at your job because you burn out, and that's the thing. You have to take time away as well. Mid-South says mental health can play a role in it. Mental health can play a role in a lot of things.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Right. But let's see. I think we might have. Do you have any like rituals or routines or like silly little things you like to do to either prepare to write music or perform?
Well, when I perform, because I just started performing like I think it was like 2021, to be honest with you. I started performing in 2021 at the Shamrock and shit, little different shows. And what I tried to like figure out what was my balance. Like, apparently I'm a smoker. I'm not really too heavy on drinking, but every once in a while, you know, when I'm around and I try to be social because I'm a very depressive person. Like, not necessarily nowadays depressive, but like high anxiety and shit. So I just kind of like stayed to myself. But like what I would do was I was trying to figure out, you know, is it okay to drink and go perform, or should I just go stone sober? But my first show, my third grade teacher, the one that I told I was gonna make music one day, said, "Hey, I'm right down the street from the Shamrock. I don't think I'll be able to make your show. Come down and have a couple beers." I wasn't gonna drink no beers, but you know I'm in front of my teacher. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna see him, so I'm like, fuck it. So I drank 2 beers with him, and I I didn't feel too bad, but like I'm like to the point where like in the now after that, like I kind of like I don't like to talk much before my set. Like I'll mingle a little bit with the artists that are around before I go on and shit. But like I know my wife hates it, but I don't like to talk much. I'm like, you know, I'm kind of like in the zone, and it's like when I played lacrosse, like when I actually played, I didn't. It was almost like I didn't remember anything, but after the fact, like when I was done playing, like I remembered everything. You know what I mean? Like I just I don't know, like I don't mean it as a dickish way, but I just like kind of like try to be focused. Like I said, I'm very highly anxiety ridden, so I try not to get myself anxious, you know what I mean? Because and it's not like a bad thing. This doesn't bother me. I actually really like it. It's almost kind of like the roller coaster feeling, like the butterflies and shit is like I get it. Like usually like Nate will tell me a couple minutes before I'm about to go on that he's about to, you know, call me up and shit. So I'll start to get like the little jitters and shit, you know what I mean? So I go take a piss so I don't go dribble down my leg and shit and get too excited and happy. You know what I mean? I don't want to perform with piss all down my leg, but you know what I mean? I take proper precautions. So far that's been my method for shows, and realistically for recording I don't really have like much of a method. I just know like I always like keep like a drink or two, like right now I got me 2 Fagos, you know what I mean? So I always keep 2 drinks, keep a little bit of smoke with me, but I try to like find my balance throughout the music too, because kind of for the first time in my life when I recorded my project New Era Wicked Shit, I was kind of sober, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I didn't drink, and my wife was pregnant, you know what I mean, about to give birth to my daughter. So I wasn't smoking because she couldn't smoke, you know what I mean? I mean, she don't really smoke, but I was just, you know, I wasn't trying to like have the odor on my shirt or anything, you know what I mean? And it was kind of weird to me. Like I actually recorded the vocals two almost 3 times because like I felt like it was different, like being in this state compared to being in a sober state. You know what I mean? But that's about the gist of like me having like any type of routine for recording.
I feel that. I mean, you saw me kind of like 10 minutes prior to the show. I have my own routine where I have to clear off my desk because I always have bottles on my desk as I'm working. And then I grab like 4 drinks because I know my show runs fucking long. And I usually have a snack handy because I am diabetic. And, you know, sometimes I get a little fucking low blood sugar while I'm fucking streaming. But like as soon as I sit down and like there's nothing left to prep, I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm ready to hit that start button because it's just anxiety until you hit go. As soon as I hit go live, I'm fine.
You know, one thing I can say about the whole diabetes thing, and you always say, like you got it, you know what I mean? And like you kind of like, not in like an ignorant way, but you joke about it, you know what I mean? And you make it like, you know, like almost kind of like acceptable, like to like not talk about it in a funny way, but to talk about it. Like my sister be like, I have diabetes, Bleezy. And I'm like, okay, I ain't do that shit to you. Like you joke around about it. Like she like talks about how bad she has it, and I'm just like.
So, it really, I had it coming to me too, because prior to having diabetes, when I was on the old podcast with my homie Bash, my mom had lost her leg to diabetes, and I used to always talk about my mom having one leg, kind of being an asshole, and it just fucking bit me in the ass, and I ended up getting diabetes. So I mean, it's all my fault. It's all my fault. But I think you are who you are.
Shit. My bad. I have my I'm over here smoking. I got my stories mixed up.
Oh, you good?
My grandfather, he had diabetes, and my sister used to load shit up with salt. So I always used to tell her, "You're gonna get diabetes," and she'd always yell at me. But a funny thing about that, since I fucked up and like kind of switched up, got the story wrong, I'm gonna hit you with a rebuttal, right?
Right.
So, my parents moved up to West Virginia and shit, and I stayed down there. And I told my dad, I was like, I'll look out for my grandfather. He became a pothead. God rest his soul. You know what I mean? He ain't here no more. But I said, all right, I'll look out for him and shit. And he was heavily diabetic, and he like barely had his feet. And I remember one day we went down to his little shed and we smoked and shit, and we walked back up the steps and shit. And we get on the porch, and I'm like, "Hey, Pop, where's your shoes at?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? They're on my feet." I said, No, they're not." Look down, fucking, he ain't got no shoes on. You could just see, like I said, I'm not making fun of it, but he had his little nubs out, and I'm like, "You ain't got the shoes on." I walked halfway around. He walked right out of his shoes and kept on walking, ain't even know it. I was like, "Pop, I gotta stop smoking with you. You're getting a little too high."
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, also if he was diabetic, I may be missing the point of the story, but if he had his feet, he might not have felt them because of the neuropathy.
Yeah. I don't think he felt much in his feet at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I luckily have not had a lot of that. I get it more in my back, but man, speaking of which, this episode brought to you by diabetes. I need to get sponsored by diabetes. They need to sponsor me. I need the insulin company to fucking throw me some money.
What was that dude back in the day, Wilford Brimley or some shit like that?
I'm the new Wilford Brimley. I'm the Juggalo Wilford Brimley. I'm announcing it right now. Bartle is the Juggalo Wilford Brimley. Bartle making a funny story into a serious one. Laugh my ass off. Wait, did I? I usually do it the other way. I usually make a very serious story into something fucking ridiculous. Hell yeah. But no, so I went to a show and I was like super in myself and didn't want to talk to anyone and like just being anxious. And I ended up like calming down and like ended up talking to someone who recognized me, and it was an artist. I don't want to say his name because that gives away too much. But we ended up talking about having diabetes because he also had diabetes. And that was like the first conversation I had with this artist. We were just talking about both being diabetic asses. And we're talking about energy drinks and shit.
Yeah, back in the day, like when to be honest, like I said, I've been fucking with the Isolated Beings for about 13 years. And my uncle worked at this concert venue that the Isolated Beings performed at. But before that, there was a group too. They were called the Homicidal Maniacs, and one of the guys in there is a diabetic, and he goes by the name Diabetic, if I'm not mistaken. And
I've seen that name.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a little label out. Ruthless Rob does some work with them too, but they've been out for a minute now. I believe they go by the name of Fifth Power Entertainment. I believe that's who Diabetic's on right now. He used to be at one point in time. He was part of Wicked Syndicates.
Hell yeah. So who all is on Wicked Syndicate right now? Is there like a lot of artists? Is it?
Well, no, not really. I mean, to be honest with you, it was kind of like a bucket list for me because I'd say like after like a year or two of listening to the Isolated Beings, like was convinced like that's what I wanted to be. My brother that was in the chat earlier, Casey, me and him was in a little group, and you know we just wanted to. We knew really it was we wanted to be like ICP, but we knew we couldn't make that shit work. But then we seen Axe Murder Boys, and we were like, all right, maybe. And then we seen Isolated Beings, and we were like, all right, these motherfuckers are from where we're from. Like we might be able to like really do this shit. This ain't even a joke no more. But
hell yeah. You know, I love the dynamic of the two team rap duos. You know, Jay and Shaggy, obviously. Jamie and Paul. Yeah. But sorry, all you Twisted fans out there are gonna hate me. But no, I loved Axe Murder Boys back in the day. And Potluck, I was huge into Potluck.
Oh yeah, Potluck used to they used to like come down to Baltimore all the time, man. I fucked with Potluck so heavy. I don't know if you ever heard of the dude too. He used to come around. He was on Purple Hash Productions, which I believe was owned or still is owned, if it's still anything, at one point in time by the guy that owns or co-owns M&E or whatever or whatnot. But his name was Ajax.
I haven't heard of him, no.
I was gonna say he was cool because like I was like a young stoner, you know what I mean? So I couldn't necessarily go to like the corner store or whatnot and go get a cigar. But this motherfucker would come perform, and like how he got people to like, I'm not saying that he didn't have good music, because there's still songs I listen to this day, and I haven't seen the man in probably almost 15 years. But like he used to throw blunt raps out and shit in the show, and me and my brother would be all about that.
Man, yeah, another duo that I actually saw way back in the day, pre-Gravebait era, and you know I love Gravebait. I'm talking about Wickedwood. I feel like those two guys, they play off of each other. I mean, it's not a duo anymore technically, but it is, because Hoagie and Yeti they're rappers, but you know. It's always been Gravy and Zach. I love Wickedwood. They're my boys.
Well, I know one time they was chopping it up with Ruthless Rob, because Ruthless Rob knows them from back in the day. They used to this was before I even knew about the Isolated Beings, but this was like if you listen to like their first CD, there's a song called Fuck Your Venue. I think it was made because of this place called Club Penguin, but I believe that's where they seen him, because one time he pointed at Rob's son, because Rob's son be coming to the shows and shit, and he's kind of a big dude nowadays, but he was like, yeah, I remember seeing him back in the day, and he was like, nah, you ain't see him, you see my cousin. So I mean, and his cousin's older than me, you know what I mean, by like a year or two. So, you know, I mean, that just tells you how long ago that was when they like, you know, knew each other and was probably like doing shows together and shit.
Hell yeah, man. I love the scene around here. The scene, I used to think there was no scene here on the East Coast, and it turns out we have the best fucking scene.
There's definitely in that little sector. I mean, I'm still up and coming, you know what I mean? I don't really say that I'm really good yet. You know what I mean? I feel like I do some good shit, but I don't really like compared to other people. I'm still climbing, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't like to compare. You know, everybody's going to compare. I've learned doing the show, and I've been podcasting for about 2 years now, that the quickest downfall is to start comparing yourself to other people, because you don't look parallel, you look up, you know? So you're always comparing yourself to somebody who you've already handicapped yourself into comparing yourself to someone you aspire.
I was gonna say, speaking on that, I remember, and we've just talked about like the whole critique thing. There's a guy, I guess he does shit off of the Fago Lovers account or something like that. His name's Stockwell. He was doing this 120-second
the interviews. I saw those.
Yeah, well, mine wasn't like an actual interview. It was just a review of the music, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'm not hating for any reason, because Thank you, sir, because you gave me a good couple hundred views. So I'm not hating on you. I really appreciate that. But one thing that I will say about that is like he compared me like to a great. He tried to compare me like not saying like as in like he was saying I was alike. He was saying like I'm nothing like. He was trying to compare me to Insane Poetry. I am not Insane Poetry by no means.
Right.
No means. You know what I mean? Like I'm an artist and I can be like a little and I'm not at this I'm not like this, but I could be like cocky and say, yeah, I'm the greatest and shit like that. But like you're comparing me to like a legend. Like of course when you put my debut album
Mm-hmm.
to somebody that's been running the game for how many years? Like, come on now, that wasn't a fair comparison. You know what I mean? But like I said, I didn't take no offense to that because I appreciate it because I got a couple hundred views from that. So I wasn't upset.
And maybe I like to look at the silver lining. Maybe he's seeing your potential, and you could be at that level of Insane Poetry, and that's why he put you that high bar. Because
I mean, if that's the case too, like yeah, but I just feel like and we're not I'm not going to get into this like
you're good.
Deeply, but I just feel like in some ways like in our culture there's some pick and choose shit if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I've talked to a handful. I talked to a lot of artists. I talked to a lot of people in the scene, and I've heard rumors like he's it's a big part of Juggalo YouTube too. Juggalo YouTube is looked at as a toxic thing, and we're trying to reclaim that. But we don't all get along, and there's a lot of comparing and numbers and shit that like if you start going down that path, you're going off the wrong path, and you start doing things for the wrong reasons. And so I feel the sentiment of not wanting to be compared. I get compared to shows that my old show is at like almost 5,000 subscribers, and people are like, "Oh, well, you're doing good." I'm like, I know I'm doing good. My show hasn't been around that long.
I'll be honest though, the thing with not to cut you off, I'm sorry about that. But the thing with I believe his name is Stockwell, I didn't take offense to what he said about me, but when he did the Maggot Mouth review, I'm not gonna lie, I took offense to that because if you look at it like you know what I mean, I that's my uncle, you know what I mean, so I kind of got the whole gist of it. But if you look at that is truly like I want somebody to tell me that I'm wrong. It's purely a Juggalo classic. It's 17 tracks, right. And also there's fucking characters from Big Money Rustlers like throughout the interludes and shit. Like that shit that ICP hasn't even brought back. You know what I mean? That would have been fresh as fuck if ICP had some like interlude or some shit like that had fucking Cactus Sack talking in the back or fucking Officer Harry Cox. Like that shit was fresh as fuck. Like OG, like original. Because I know a lot of people say that the Big Money Rustlers, I believe that's what it was called. I heard a lot of people said that one was shit. It wasn't that great. Me, at the end of the day, I'm a juggalo. I don't think none of them touch, Big Money Hustlers. That's always going to be my favorite. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as a juggalo, I appreciate every one of them. But I don't think every one of them is the greatest. Like I seen Death Race. To be honest, Death
Racers is not an Insane Clown Posse movie. It's a movie with Insane Clown Posse.
Okay. Because my brother showed me that one, and I was like, I don't know. This is kind of like weird. It kind of feels like low budget, but you know what I mean. They're in it, so like whatever.
I love the movie for just the dumb moments, because we said this earlier. I am all about the fucking terrible cheese fest that is those movies. But I fuck with like really anything with the clowns in it. That sappy movie Family came out a couple years ago with the girl from Orange is the New Black, and it's like a family comedy bullshit, but the clowns are in it and they go to the gathering and stuff. And I had to buy that movie as soon as it came out. I was like, I need this in my life, and I absolutely love that movie. Anthony says Maggot Mouth is the best album of 2023. Also, Ouija Mac was in the interlude as well. Hell yeah.
Yes, Ouija Mac was, I believe, Shaggy 2 Dope, and maybe Violent J. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little foggy. You know what I mean? Usually I'm like a little bit better on my shit. Right. I'm not as good as Anthony LeBron, Isolated Being's #1 fan. That is the man right there. And shout out to Anthony LeBron for being here this whole time. I got like one of my dopest photos from me performing. He's in the background like rocking out, dude. And my wife got him like in still motion, like rocking out. It's cool as shit. I had it as like my Facebook profile picture for like a minute.
Hell yeah. Backseat Production says Thugalo Show and Bartle are definitely the most uplifting casts out there right now. I do like Thugalo Show. I don't really watch it for reasons that I'm not going to get into. But that's one of the shows I get compared to a lot, and I'm like, it's an unfair comparison, but I am honored that you're comparing me to a channel that has so many fucking views, like so many fucking viewers. It's dope. And we're going to talk about them a little bit later in the news as well. But, I had something I was going to say, and it's gone.
That shit happens to me all the time.
Man, yeah, my brain never works. It must be stupid o'clock. Nope, it's not stupid o'clock yet.
Yeah, my brother's still in here. Shout out Chub.
Hell yeah. It was a comment earlier, I think. Mid-South says Bartle has always kept it trill. I don't know what that means, but sure. Let's play some. I feel like it's been a minute since we played a song.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So let's play some more Baltimore fucking classics. We talked about these guys earlier. On our next block of music, we got Nate Money. We have Bloodlust. And the third one, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, it's Cryptid. All three from Crypt Keeper.
Nice.
Times have changed, but the spirit remains. Spitting fire on the mic, spilling gas on the flame. So I'll keep welcome. I have such to show you.
Well, I'm the evil thing that your parents warned you about. So lock your ass in the house and make no loud sounds. I'm out collecting souls. It's best for you not to know exactly what I do. I'm just a simple swinging slashing psychotic. Step into my trophy room, you'll see I'm no novice. I got skulls and skins like Texas Chainsaw. I got a chandelier made out of my mother-in-law. And once you enter my room or doom, there's no saving you. You'll never know exactly what I'll do to you in my room or doom. Hi, welcome, all die this way. Click your fucking ticket, it's time to trifle and ask to pay. Sit back, relax, and strap on your noose. Shit, I'm about to get loose. Kicking and screaming. I went to pick the fight with a demon. And I'm exactly the one to make you suffer the pain and anguish with your tormented soul and rotting flesh. The same destructs upon you. Only psychotic killer agents think will see you through. Hunting tormented souls is a daily chore. And when I'm done, your soul will suffer no more. And once you enter my room or doom, there's no saving you. You'll never know exactly what I'll do to you in my room or doom. And once you enter my room or doom, there's no saving you. You'll never know exactly what I'll do to you in my room or doom. Humans are just like rabbits. All they do is run, and they're easy to hunt. So easy. I don't like hunting rabbits. It's just like animals. Run, rabbit, run! I hope you rabbit pun. I hope that you can put up a fight, because I do this all night. The very last thing you say, I better be some brilliant shit, because it's getting chiseled on your tombstone to let you know that I own your fucking soul. I never said that do the devil's work was easy, rather being given than receiving. And once you enter my doom, there's no saving. You'll never know exactly what I'll do to you in my room or doom. And once you enter my room or doom, there's no saving. You'll never know exactly what I'll do to you in my room or doom. Deception on the television news again. Where's the truth and what they're saying today? It must be hidden deep down and tucked away, cause now we're walked away with nowhere to go. We're in a sea of lies, being swallowed by the undertow. Now you know, welcome to the zone where we kill the disease and manipulate the chromosome. So many sides we need to choose, but I can tell you that I'd rather win than lose. Hell seems to find here and there, so go to battle if you dare, cause it's a nightmare everywhere. You touch the TV, it's so deceiving. It's a nightmare everywhere. Hate to breathe it with the life leader. Here we go. Sit up and look out the window of this light without doubt, because nightmares can be a reality only if you're weak and you're letting them be. So stay the fuck up and bring that shit back. Be ready to fuck shit up, cause it's like that. For all those who were down for the ride, got middle fingers from back and side to side. There's no trust, so we can only gain. If there's a fork in the road, you gotta pick the right lane or embrace the insane. We're always prepared. Life isn't fair, but being scared is a nightmare everywhere. You trust your TV, it's so deceiving. It's a nightmare everywhere. Hate to breathe it with the life leader. It's a nightmare everywhere. With the nightmare everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere.
Hell yeah. Man, I love that song. Cryptid absolutely fucking killing it with American Nightmare. You're muted, my guy.
Second time, I'm 2 for 2 on that.
Oh, I do it too.
What I was gonna say is that the scene's actually, like, in general, it's very beautiful right now. But the Baltimore scene, like, it literally was like dying. Like, I remember going to shows and, like, for like when ICP would come around and there would just be like crowds and bunch of different underground acts, and then it died, and like between like Ruthless Rob and Nate Money and this whole like spot, which is the Shamrock Inn, like has brought like I don't know if you've heard of Cryptic Souls, but they're another
Yeah, I fuck with Cryptic Souls. They hit me up a lot.
And also what I'm gonna speak on them for a minute because they came to a show and they weren't performing, they were just like sitting there, and I asked Rob, Ruthless Rob, I said, you know, who are they? And he said, oh, they're my boys. They were Cryptic Souls. And I remember back in the day, I seen like the name. I just didn't really know the music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then they got like a group with another dude
Killer
in
Society,
there.
right?
Yeah. Well, a thing about I believe his name is Cruel Hand Luke. Man, that guy is tremendously talented.
Yes,
My bad. Talented. He was just, I seen him in the crowd. I watched him. I was performing and I watched him. I peeped the crowd. You know what I mean? You got to do that as an artist because sometimes there's some weird shit that goes on. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure somebody's not trying to get you or anything. Because there's been moments like, you know what I mean, we're in Baltimore. You know, anything can happen. But it can get a little crazy. But
hell yeah. So I know you are a pretty often watcher of the show.
Yes.
So I want to bring on somebody who is dying to talk to you. You've probably seen him on the show before. He's a good homie of mine.
Dying to talk to me?
I want to pinch his cheeks all the fucking time. He's got those cheeks. I just want to pinch those boys. Mid-South Monster.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Mid-South?
Yo, it's lagging like a motherfucker right now, dog.
Hell.
I can like y'all freeze up and shit. Like, can y'all?
He actually looks good on my end. He ain't lagging on my end.
You look good for me too.
I'm not lagging.
No, you good. You smooth boy.
All right, y'all are lagging though. Y'all are lagging like a motherfucker.
Oh, that's weird, man. I might have been lagging there for a minute because I was trying to download that song because I totally forgot about it.
No, I think it's the link. I don't know what's up. Like, it did it on my computer, so I went to my phone. So now it's doing it on my phone. So it might be the
Hey,
link.
quick question. Who does your intro?
I do.
I thought so. I was gonna say, as you're talking, the voice kind of sounds familiar. I just want to make sure my hunch was right.
Yeah, Mid-South be absolutely killing it over at Greytown.
Yes, sir.
Greytown Records. They're my boys. I have a whole fucking thing dedicated to you guys tonight.
How many of you guys are on there?
Oh shit, man. There's me. There's Current, Articulate. Fuck, man. There's
like what,
Gorilla,
like 12 or 13 now.
There's Gorilla Hazik. There's Hatchet Love, the CEO, and then there's Mixavelli. We just brought on Spade. We got Smiley J. Shout out to Smiley J. Fucking. There's somebody that we're gonna announce soon. I can't mention his name yet.
Right. Oh, you didn't tell me yet, jerk. There's Not Politicized. Not Politicized.
Oh shit, Bartle, you was asking me earlier, and I think that was one of the times that I let my highness get to me. You was asking about how many people was on Wicked Syndicates, and as of right now, it's really just Isolated Beings and me. Dizzy Dahmer is co-owner, and he still does like our mixing and mastering and shit. But as of him making music, I don't think we've had a track from him in a minute. So right now it's just Isolated Beings and me. But Ruthless has talked in the past about expanding it and shit, but it just made me think about that when he was listing out his whole fucking army of people.
I asked because I'm gonna start rapping, and
I'll start rapping.
I want to get signed. No, I'm awful.
That's dope, man. Like when I first
Come on,
like
Bartle.
came into the scene, I wanted to be like part of like a whole group of people. I'm trying to think, like, it's not necessarily like in the juggler scene, but like there was like this group, I think it was like called like the Raider Clan or some shit like that.
I'll be right
And
back.
there-
I gotta get water real quick. Sorry, continue.
All right, bro.
and there was like hella rappers, like even like back in the day, like a name that you've probably heard. I don't know if you listen to their music, but like I believe XXX was in there, XXX Tacion or whatever.
So the funny thing is I'm not a huge rap fan outside of like horrorcore underground stuff. I listen to 80s rock mostly.
Yeah, I know that. I've heard you talk about that, but the only reason why I said that is because he was killed, and a lot of people were talking about it. That's why I thought maybe you might know his
I've
name.
heard
But
the name, but like I know nothing except for the fact that he died. That's like the only thing I know about.
it was like a whole like slew of rappers, and the crazy thing is, like we were talking before, like the whole little jump off of the show, like how I said I wanted to see like everybody win. Well, this like whole team, like everybody on there was like doing numbers. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. That was always like my goal and dream. Like I wanted to be part of like a team and like really just like as a unit, like fuck shit up.
It's good to have a team, dog. It feels great, man, because a team that backs you, man, a team that's there for you, and a team that's like treats it like a family, not motherfucking record labels that sign you on and then act like you're just a fucking money bag to them.
Right.
You know,
I'm
what
like a
saying?
second cousin. They don't always talk to me, but they show me love sometimes.
You are most definitely, dog.
But we're second cousins. That way we can still make out.
Nah, it's not.
I was gonna say where I'm from, y'all are second cousins. Y'all can do a couple things.
Right, man.
I'm from West
Fuck that.
Virginia. I mean, I'm not from West Virginia. I'm just up in West Virginia.
Do you hate
this
it when
motherfucker
people sing the
already-
West Virginia song? The
already
country
wants my damn
road.
cheeks.
What'd you say? Do I hate it?
Yeah.
Oh, do I? It's so fucking overplayed.
When are we
and-
getting a horrorcore version of Country Road? Mid South.
No.
Mid South.
No, don't. I
I
knew
believe
you were
in
gonna
you.
fucking say it.
I
knew
believe
you
in
was
you.
gonna say my name. I knew this motherfucker gonna say my name.
You
I'm
know-
like, he gonna make me do the country shit, man. I already did you an '80s rock cover, dog. I'm horrorcore cover.
Hell yeah. We need more of those. I need to start actually like telling
Dude.
people.
I want to do a remix to fucking Tina Marie. Everybody get up! Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to fucking kill that shit. What's that? Who's that? This shit hard, bro. You know what song I'm talking about? What's it? Square Biz.
Yeah,
That's
Country
it,
Road. I know what song you're talking about.
No, fuck
Make
off.
that shit.
You know which song really gets on my nerves, because like I was saying, where that little like picnic festival I'm performing at. By the way, I didn't say this. It's outside. It's not like a venue. It's outside, but
I love
it's that Sweet Caroline song. Like all the people up in
Oh, I love that song. I love that
And they
song.
always so good.
I was gonna say the thing that gets on my nerve the most is like when that song comes on, like when the song they just like they start like fucking screaming out like weird shit, and it's not like they don't use the West Virginia
Actual
song. I could deal with that, but when they get to the Sweet Carolina song or whatever the fuck it's called, especially when they're at bars, I'm like, that's where I'm out of here. Like I'm done with the shit, because I'll play like the same song, that song like fucking 5 times like within 3 hours. I'm like, damn.
Dude, you know what I just found out? That song by Blaze You Dead Homie, Thug for Life, that little part is actually got words to it in the hook. I did not know that. So like this whole time I'm just like figuring this out. I looked online and it apparently means something. The whole time I thought it was just you know, that's what I thought it was the whole fucking time.
There's 2 songs that absolutely I'm a 80s rock fan. There are 2 80s rock songs I absolutely fucking hate. One, because I'm a huge Warrant fan, but I cannot stand Cherry Pie.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
You,
yeah, you told
I
me.
heard you say that before.
The funny thing is
the
the second song I really don't fuck with is the one that Mid-South did a cover of. And that's Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Really?
I have heard it so many goddamn times. And
damn. I wouldn't have done it if I knew that, bro.
You did a great job though.
I
You
know.
brought it back. You recovered it a little bit for me.
Yeah, because it's dude, I performed it at the Ouija Mac show and people fucking lit up.
Right.
Like they just lit the fuck up, man. That song is so dope. I'm gonna perform it the next show. I can't tell what show yet, but the next show.
I know what it is. It's
Boss's
Backyard Bash.
Yeah.
Or something about Bash in my backyard. I don't remember.
Bash in your backyard. Where's Bash at? Why is he in your backyard?
He's in my backyard. He's buried in my backyard.
Shout out to Bash, man.
It ain't hard. I don't know.
So, Bleezy.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, my guy?
You
said what now?
Said ain't shit, just chilling, checking out the chat. My eyes all squinty and shit.
Yeah, I've run out of shitty questions to ask, so we're just kind of fucking stalling now.
I got some questions too.
Oh yeah, we can ask some questions, and then we're gonna segue, and I'm gonna do some fucking news, my guys.
Bet, say less. One thing I gotta ask, dog. Like, are you like heavy in? I don't know if y'all talked about metal. Did y'all talk about metal? I was in and out. I was in the studio.
No.
Metal?
No.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I was about to say that as we was talking a minute ago. I'm pretty much into everything besides besides Johnny Cash. I don't fuck with country. It's just not my thing. I fuck around with Jelly Roll a little bit just because I was a fan of Jelly Roll before he was with it. So I'm gonna rock with him because I'm just a loyal motherfucker. But besides that, like I'm not big on country. But besides that, like I love all that shit. I grew up my uncle working at a concert venue. So whatever I wanted to go to, I would, you know what I mean? I got tickets to go to, and I could bring my friends for free. I brought minus Eminem, I brought like my brother, his sister, and I say his sister because he's adopted. He's my adopted brother. We brought his sister, her baby daddy, God rest his soul, and a couple other people to a D12 concert. My uncle was like, I don't care who comes. We just like fucking just was like, hey yo, you feeling to come to D12? Just bring a blunt. We're all trying to smoke and get high.
That's so
like
fresh,
so I grew up like I don't know if you ever heard Kitty, but I love Kitty. That's the all girls metal band. Like I got to meet all of them because like you know what I mean. I'd stay with my uncle because he would like clean out. What my uncle's purpose was, he cleaned out the dressing rooms and shit. And if you ever needed anything, he made sure you was taken care of. Like the one time, I don't know if it was the guitarist or the bassist from Papa Roach. He broke his phone, so my uncle took him out to go get a new phone while they were down in Baltimore. You know what I mean? My uncle just did little dumb shit like that. He was just my uncle is they call him a social butterfly. He was known around the town. Like a lot of people knew my uncle. Like there was I don't know. I'm not too sure like if they were signed to Psychopathic or not. I think at some point in time, but ICP came on one tour and my uncle he got some smoke from the dude, I can't remember his name, from Motown Rage, the lead singer.
Oh,
he got him.
Razor Ray.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was Razor, but I wasn't too sure if that was the guitarist. I thought his name was Razor.
Well,
so
he's a guitarist and a lead singer. But
okay.
He does a little of both. Yeah.
But my uncle got him to smoke and shit, and he told us straight up, he was like, come up to the gathering this year. You can come kick it with us. Come stay at camp. You ain't got to sleep out there and all that shit. And granted, my uncle just was like, my uncle was one of them guys that he kind of lived the high life. I'm not saying like we were rich or anything, but he was like, the gathering wasn't appealing to him. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to leave out of town unless he was making some money or some shit. So.
Right. Yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah. I get that, man. Like I remember fucking fuck off radio days. I won tickets to the fucking gathering, and I was like, fuck, man, like 13, maybe 12. It was like the 2008 gathering. It's the one that they shot the fucking Family Underground, fucking shit for. but I wanted like to go so bad, and I won tickets from Fuck Off Radio. And my dad was like, "No, you ain't going. You ain't going, motherfucker." And it's just like, man, fuck.
Yeah, I remember being young, and it was always in Cave and Rock, and I'm like, wow, Illinois is like right out for me because I didn't drive. I didn't drive at the time, and like my family wasn't gonna fucking drive me, and I wasn't gonna get a plane, and I didn't have no fucking money.
Right.
You know, I also didn't really know the scene well back then because I lived in a farm town and I didn't have internet or anything. That's why I always talk about how I feel like I'm so behind everybody, even though I'm in it 20 years.
Right.
I'm so behind everybody because I was strictly clowns for most of that because I just didn't have the exposure.
But now, because of Bartlehouse, a lot to do with Bartlehouse, you're like discovering all this fucking unhidden talent, including some of the legends that have been around.
I'm gonna dig them up for everybody, not just me.
That's what I was telling him. I told him, I said, you know, the real reason why I fuck with your show is because I found artists that I wouldn't have necessarily found if I wasn't watching your show. You know what I mean? Because you don't always know where to look. You know what I mean? You might know a homie or two that makes music and shit, but like it don't necessarily. It's not like you go from here to here to find this person, then here to here to find the next. You know what I mean? Like
right. It's very rare that I turn someone down for the show. There's been one or two, and it's either it's one of two things. It's either they're on some clear and public fuck shit. There's actually one person I stopped playing for that, or two. Yeah. Or it's very clear that they're just in it with no intent, and like their music is just hollow and like there's nothing really behind it, and they're just, you know, and it's not a hard no. It's I you know, I kind of just beat around the bush and say, well, I don't think you're ready.
Bartle turned me down until I gave him a massage. He wouldn't let me unless I gave him a massage.
Bruh, I'm still waiting on that happy ending. You know, I've pretty much behaved myself for most of the night. That's probably why we still have all our viewers. But I am known for saying a fuck shit or two.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh no,
I thought that shit was a myth, but I'm not gonna say who I was talking to, but somebody at work told me. He was like, nah, that shit's real. I can tell you a place like not even a couple miles down the road you can get a happy ending. I said, fuck no, that's only in movies. He said, nah,
I can tell you a place too. Wherever Mitzhouse living.
I mean, I got me a girl. I don't need that, but I'm just saying, I always heard that shit and thought it was like a myth or something. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of them joints in Memphis, man. There's a lot of them. Like,
there's only one where I live, and it's my house.
And they got most of them got raided.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but like, if you think about it, in West Virginia, you wouldn't think like there would be one of them up there in West Virginia. But
I mean, there is, but it's either your sister or your aunt. And that's the perfect segue for this next little bit. Fucking peep out. Yeah, speaking of incest, I haven't done any bad segues tonight either. Peep out the new intro, guys. For this, it is time for the fucking. I'm stalling because I can't find it. It's time for the news.
Hell yeah!
Took me 4 days to make that.
That was fresh though. I like that.
But no, this is the fucking news. Let's talk about some of the cool shit happening. So obviously we finally got the flyer for the gathering, the official flyer and timeline for the gathering of the Juggalos with all the artists. I'm not going to read them all because you've been seeing them announced the whole fucking time.
It's dope, but I feel like it's like, because I went to, my first one was 2021, and I feel like there's a lot of artists and acts that were like there on 2021, which was cool, but you know what I mean?
I find funny. 2021 was the year after COVID, and every single person I've talked to, including myself, that was their first gathering, and that was my first. Like, I feel like everybody who hadn't gathered decided that 2021 was the year that we were all going to gather.
No, you know what it was for me? I was honestly like in in a really bad spot in my life, but I also like thought to myself like if not now then never, because I've been telling myself for years, all right, I'm going this year, and then this year comes and I'm like, next year I'm there next year.
I've always been like that. But the funny thing is, like, so everybody had hope for that gathering. It's like, okay, COVID's done, we're going back to hard juggalo shit. And then we got that seminar. And then the next year was like, we all have to gather because there's not going to be many left.
It's been fuck shit after fuck shit after fuck shit.
Right. And they kicked us when we were down. But I'm just happy Jay looks healthy. They're touring, and that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah, he looks happy as fuck, man. He looks real good.
Hell yeah. And maybe one day he will adopt me. We're still trying. I'm going to keep saying I'm going to will it into existence.
Yeah, but Jay Bazaar going to get pissed.
No, yeah, because I guess he has claim. Well, he's stepdaddy Bazaar. That's different. But yeah, the official fucking timeline. We're not going to go over the whole timeline, or any of it in this. But a little later, no, later on, I do have. We're going to go through. The only thing I find really interesting that hasn't been announced yet, and that's the Mad Movies tent. We're going to talk about all the movies.
Oh yeah,
in the Mad Movies tent. But Walking Home Tuesday also announced to drop at the gathering. This looks fresh. The pack with the ski mask, the J ski mask, looks fresh as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm curious what new characters we're gonna get in Walking Home Tuesday.
Oh man,
what new artists? Like, do you think Darby's on it? Do you think Hex is on it? Because they weren't on Monday.
Probably.
I don't want to butcher his name, but I think his name is like Tierra Diaz.
Yeah, he's Slappy.
He's gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, he was on the first one, and I follow him because I fuck with him. When I seen him at the gathering, he fell off the stage and shit on his face and got right back up and like killed it. So after that, I'll always have respect for him. But I follow it. I follow his post and his like, I don't know, stalker shit, but I follow his life a little bit. He did say something about like in the works of something special and wasn't really specific. So who's not to say like he's on it? Because did they have one of these last year or did they skip a year out?
I think they skipped the year, but I did see. I think I did see the pimp in the promo stuff, and he has like the one-kind pimp jersey, which is fresh. I love Tier. The reason I don't usually go live Wednesdays is because he's live on Twitch. So that's why I'm usually live Thursdays, is because I have to watch Tier. And actually, honestly, I haven't been catching the show lately, and I feel like a dick for that. But I met him at Jeff the weekend, and he's a cool dude. And
he's really cool, and he's really talented. I'm not gonna be able to sit here and list his accolades and shit, but I know he's been in like shit that's like on TV that all of us can fucking see.
He's been on Dexter.
Yeah, that's what it is. See, I don't really watch much TV. I'm a new dad, you know what I mean? So I'll be watching cartoons and shit. I mean, but I'm a big kid anyway. But I just be watching cartoons with my daughter and shit. So
I remember the phase where my daughter was watching Wiggles every day, and I had to watch the Wiggles every fucking day.
Bro, I wish my daughter was watching Wiggles.
The new Wiggles suck. But anyway,
wiggle, bounce.
Yes, exactly. Juggalo Wiggles. We're making it. There's 3 of us. We just need one more. All right.
I'm good, man. I don't want to be a wiggle.
Oh, announcement. MacGruber announced, Ghost House Entertainment. We've been keeping up with this. We got the announcement of the very first artist, and he is the homie, Androponics. He lied to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. He lied to me. But I forgive you, Androponics, because I'm happy for you. Androponics, of course, notably an amazing DJ who's been in the scene for a long time. He does production, mixing, and mastering. He did a lot of stuff with Wicked Wood. He's on pretty much everything Wicked Wood from the last album. He's done tracks with Greytown. He's done tracks with the homie Snaps. And he's got a bunch of new artists he's working with. But he is also the first official artist on Ghost House Entertainment.
Hell yeah, man! Congrats to the guy Andro, and shout out to his Lego gathering he built.
Yeah, Gathering of the Legolos. He's making the whole gathering out of Legos. But like I said, he also does mix and master, and he makes beats. And there are his prices. He
Good
really
prices.
is worth the money.
Good prices, man. Real good prices, and
Hell
definitely
yeah.
worth the money. Like he fucking schooled some shit for me, and it's gonna come out before you know it. But like, just be prepared. But it's man, he's a fucking talented motherfucker, man.
What I love about him is he's not going to just do it. He's going to explain what he's doing. So like you kind of get a little insight as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He also dropped a couple singles, including Damaged and Disbelief, which is his second single. They are, I don't think they're audio. I think they're, what's it called? When there's not actually singing, but it's music.
Oh, instrumental.
Yeah, they're instrumentals, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But there is a second artist announcement coming July 16th, and I am impatient. I need to know. MacGruber, if you're watching, I need to know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hate when they do that shit, leave you with suspense. Now I'm just going to sit here until July 16th just wondering.
Hell yeah. I'm
second artist announcement?
Yeah, the second artist.
Okay.
Of course, you might know this guy, Mid-South Monster, surprising us last night at midnight and dropping Cracking the Vault Volume 2, including a track featuring yours truly, the beefiest tiger, Bartlehouse.
Yeah.
I love the song. It makes me a little uncomfortable. It's like a love song, and my vocals are on it. Bro, I think that song is about me.
No, it's a
Don't lie to
song
me.
about being a kid on the playground and getting bullied, and this girl on the playground sees it and protects you and keeps you, and y'all become friends, but you can't, you don't fall in love with her, and people think y'all are falling in love, but y'all are just cool with being friends.
I couldn't figure out if I was the bully, the protagonist, or the girl, but I like
No,
to think
you
I'm
were
all
the
three.
funny inserts. You were just for the comedic fucking relief.
Oh,
Because it's
okay.
an
I'm the protagonist then, because I'm the funny insert, if you know what I mean. Also, there's a part at the end of the song. We're gonna listen to the song tonight. There's a part at the end of the song where I do my Gunsmoke impression, and I have to give a little background with the Gunsmoke impression.
I know what you're talking about.
I had Gunsmoke on the show, and I love Gunsmoke, and his voice is so fucking iconic. But the homie, I'm not gonna put her on blast, but it snaps. She's like, I don't really feel like his voice was just bothering me a bit, and so I started adapting a Gunsmoke voice and just would come in the barrel like, "Hey, it's me, Gunsmoke," and that just became a thing. And it's no hate towards Gunsmoke. I just like doing the Gunsmoke voice every once in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say his voice is definitely distinct.
Right.
So if you're watching Gunsmoke, I fucking love you, bro. You somehow made it on the track because my dumb ass.
It's exposure.
But yes, he exposed himself. Anyway, also the newest addition to Greytown record is Spade. You kind of spoiled that a little bit earlier. He's the homie. He's been on. No, it's fine. He's been in the chat before. We got to get him up on the show. We got to talk about it. But he dropped this song, Psycho Sick, which I didn't have a chance to add to the playlist tonight. But next week, for sure. Also, you might know this guy from Greytown Records, Smiley J. He's going to be dropping an exclusive Gathering album called Pumpkinheads.
Yes, sir.
From Space. I missed that part, the From Space part.
We are actually going to perform Knife in Your Gut with Smiley J on the horse stage.
I love that song, but now it's ruined because I just always hear Knife in Your Butt. But I fucking still love it. I'm just gonna sing Knife in Your Butt when I sing it. Also, shout outs to Don Chaos, who usually runs across same time as me on Thursday nights. He's gonna have Thuggalo show on tomorrow night, so that's a crossover event. I don't want to brag, but I think I got the first crossover event with Replicon.
You did actually get one of the first crossover.
Then they had MUJ and crossover events. It's happening. The whole collective
Trends.
MCU
Trendsetter.
of Juggalo YouTube.
Trendsetter, bro.
You know me. I don't know
Shout
what
out to
that means.
Replicon Radio for doing that too. That
Hell
was
yeah.
first cast episode.
Also, Gibby just dropped some new merch on his website. He's got these sick ass bucket caps. Keep the shade out your eyes. With Gibby States. Man, they should pay me to do commercials.
You should.
And Doc Gruesome just released the cover for his new album coming out in July, I believe. The King in Yellow.
Looks fucking fire. Everything art wise that he ever fucking puts out looks fucking fantastic.
I have not heard a Doc Gruesome song I disliked, to be fair.
Same. Like, I think my favorite song by him is that song Running.
My favorite song by him is actually the one you did with him because it's hands down the best song of 2023. It still has not been toppled. Can't remember what it's called, but you, Zitro, and Doc, you guys killed it.
Looking Like a Cult featuring
That's
Zitro
what
and
it
Doc
was.
Gruesome. Out now on all platforms.
Knife in your butt. That's it for the news, guys. I would play the intro again, but that's lame. We're just gonna segue out of it with nothing.
You should have had like the weekly freakly sounds in the background. Like,
yeah, I didn't think that far ahead.
You will.
But, I've been ignoring chat. Let's see what chat has to say.
Dead Billionaire. It's mostly Bobby.
Oh, it's Bobby. I don't care.
It's mostly Bobby.
I bet everybody left. You know, once we hit 11, everybody fucking leaves.
Right.
If you're still in the chat, sound off, my guy. Bleezy's looking fucking tired. Are you still hanging with us, my guy?
Yeah, I smoked a little bit too much. That's why my eyes are low. I've been up early. When I came home, I was going to take a nap, but I was like, I just got an Xbox and I was trying to sync up the headphones and them bitches wasn't working, so I got mad and I was like, let me go calm down real quick.
Yo tengo que hacer pipí. I gotta piss. I'll be right back.
Yeah, he said something about his PP. Fuck, what was I gonna? I was gonna say something about the channel. Oh, channel updates. Hey, if you guys like what's going on, I know I should have said this before because we're already 2.5 hours in. But make sure you hit the like and share button. It helps me out a great deal, and you guys like it, right? I'm gonna just mom guilt you. Leave comments down below. Let me know if you like the new improvements. Obviously, there's more improvements coming. We have the horror review, spinny wheel, which I neglected this week. We're going to keep doing the games and the interviews. There was something else, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Danklo Art says his best era. Oh, because you said you smoke too much. For a very short time, the return of Gummy Bros will also probably show up on the channel. Anybody who doesn't know, the Gummy Bros is when me and the homie 482 Kiefer eat way too many fucking gummies. It's really bad, but it's gonna happen. Return of the Gummy Bros. Hell yeah.
I fuck with gummies heavy. I'd probably overdose on gummies.
So, yeah, it was back when we did the old podcast, and I had discovered some Delta 8s that, yeah, they were strong. And homie Danklo, I sent her some for the gathering. Gave, like, a big old bag to the homie Flipsy for the gathering. And he didn't tell her they were Deltas. Nor did he tell her they were 50 milligram. And she thought they were, like, cheap little CBD 5 milligram things, so she ate a handful of them.
Oh, nice.
She just went in with a handful and ate them. And
nice.
She said she floated around the gathering on her magic dragon. Put up a bunch of flyers and shit. But
I could believe that. I mean, I've never personally done them, but I mean, I've tried the Delta pens, and I know they're pretty strong. So
it's a different feel for sure. They're giggly. They make you giggly for sure. Definitely a giggly high. Well, that just might be me because I'm a giggly bitch.
I'm about to get out of here, but I am a man of my word, and I had somebody message me telling me to give a spaghetti recipe online.
All right.
But the thing about it is, I don't have a spaghetti recipe, so I'm just gonna shout him out and hope that's okay. Cause I don't really fuck with spaghetti too much, so I don't really got a good recipe for you. But shout out to Dakota. Look it up on Google, you'll find a great one.
But also, more importantly, we don't do spaghetti around here. This isn't Ravioli Gang. We Glizzy Gang up in this bitch. Fuck you, Hoagie. No, I love you, Hoagie, if you're watching. Still one of the best quotes from the shows. Get that fucking baby out of here. I said it. You said you're going to head out. Before you go, is there any shows you want to shout out? Anything you want to shout out coming up? Any thanks you want to give to anybody?
Yeah, no doubt. The Dope Sick Picnic, like I said, it's gotta look at the flyer again. It's a shame I gotta look at the flyer and I'm gonna be performing. It's July 15th at 2:00 in Morgantown, West Virginia. And this is not in a venue. This is out in the woods, I believe. I know it's outside. And these motherfuckers built the stage. The stage looks beautiful. Oh, yeah. Come show some love just for the stage. And then come see a slew of artists just for $10. I guarantee you this will be the most artists that anybody could see in one night for $10. You ain't gonna see more than that. But besides that, I don't think I'm gonna be able to attend it because my buddy's getting married and I'm pulling up to his wedding. But I believe it's September 16th, Shamrock Inn, Wicked Mania. That's always a great time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look out for that flyer because might be trying to hit that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wicked Mania is like the show like after like the whole gathering and everything, and it's I didn't get to perform it, and this is gonna be their second go around, and I'm kind of upset, but I'm definitely pulling up for my buddy's wedding. But it's kind of like, to me, in my mind, like the whole Wicked Mania is kind of like the gathering. If the Shamrock was having a gathering, it would be Wicked Mania.
Hell yeah.
So if you're looking for a show to go to the Shamrock, I would go to that one. That if you could go to one per year, that's the show you want to go to.
Maybe I'm not making that Grim Smile show. Maybe I'm going to Wicked Mania. We're gonna play you out. We're gonna play you out tonight with. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. If you had more.
No, I was just gonna say I guarantee you'll probably see Grim Smiles there too. So.
Oh yeah. We're gonna play you out tonight with a song that Mid-South requested I play while you're here. We talked about it. This is Mid-South Monster featuring the one and only Beef Tiger. This is Knife in Your Butt. No, it's not. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I forgot how to do this. All right. Downloads. No, that ain't it. Music. Guys, bear with me. It's been a hot minute since I've done anything. Okay. Nope, that ain't it. There it is. Wow. That was some dead air, guys. This is Lost Cause, I believe.
No.
This is Knife in Your Butt. Mid-South Monster with Lost Cause featuring Bartlehouse. No, this is not it.
That's featuring Current. That's the song with Current.
That's the song you might see later, guys. I'm terrible at my job. I'm sorry. Bleezy's leaving because I just lost all.
Actually, that's Current featuring me.
Yeah, that's why I fucked up.
No, you good.
Where did I put this song at?
It's called Just Friends.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out.
I have no idea where that downloaded.
This Peppercini's on.
Fuck it, my guy. Mid-South, say something.
I was gonna say, if I don't see it on this show, I'm gonna tune into the next one.
I know you will. I'm so mad that I put it somewhere and I have no idea where I put it. That's what she said. Oh, here it is.
Shame.
Mid-South Monster with Just Friends, featuring Bartleby Boggs. That's not how that works. Fuck. I give up, bro. I give up. I'm just edging people right now. Mid-South Monster with Just Friends. Yo, Mid-South, it's Bartle. Where the fuck you at? You said you were gonna do the interview tonight, my guy. Snap said you're bringing some sort of peanut butter sandwich or some shit. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Probably jerking off to your own music again, you sad little fuck. You need to hurry the fuck up, bust that nut, or tie that shit off in a knot and get here now. The show starts in 5 minutes.
Met on the playground in middle school. I was 30, I was feeling you was true. Fully beat me up, left me with a missing tooth. Looked up, thought, wow, yeah, she pretty cute. Picked me up, then brought me all said, don't sweat them kids no more. Every day after chased on the jungle gym till we couldn't run no more. I'd rather be your homie. You're the only one who knows me, oh. I'd rather be your homie, though. Don't wanna ruin our relationship over some romantic thing. No, hey, no, I don't. Rather be your homie. Ain't like the jocks of the plastic. Smoking weed in the parking lot, no hall passing. We had our own language, even had our own songs. When we couldn't get a date, took each other back to prom. Never wanted it to ever end. People said a boy and a girl couldn't be just friends.
So make me come to your house and pull you here.
Wouldn't give you up.
Those cute little fucking cheeks of yours, my
Wouldn't
guy.
give you up, no. Wouldn't give you up. Wouldn't give you up, no. Wouldn't give you up. Wouldn't give you up, no. Wouldn't give you up. Wouldn't give you up.
Kermit the Frog here. No, okay. Let's see. Channel Gunsmoke. Hey, it's me, Gunsmoke. Here we go. Yo, no, stop it. Shout out to Gunsmoke for letting me do his voice, even though he didn't know I did it. Hell yeah. No, so there's so much more audio that he didn't use, because what happened was he sent me a fucking like a script that I read, but like I put my own little spin on it. But I read it and recorded it 4 fucking times, because the first time I absolutely nailed it, but I forgot to hit the record button. Or no, I hit the record button, but I didn't have my fucking mic. I was muted. And then the second time I recorded again, absolutely fucking killed it, but I didn't add my screen to the page, so the audio doesn't come through when your screen is not on the page. So I was also fucking muted for that one. And then I recorded a third time, and something happened with it where the audio was just bad. And then I ended up sending him the fourth recording, had a long explanation of what fucking happened, and then just some extra shit I just threw on the end where I was just saying random fucking shit. And I hope none of that gets out, because there was some really dumb shit in there.
It's locked in the vault.
It's in the vault. You gotta crack the vault. Cracking the Vault 3 coming out soon.
Right.
But man,
I don't think so, man, because Cracking the Vault 2, Vault Volume 1 and 2 took out, like, it put out a lot of my old music.
I mean, we're gonna make a new vault, because I need to do the remix with you.
Okay.
Of Knife in Your Butt.
Let's do it.
Knife in Your Butt. But Bleezy Poe, speaking of knives in butts, it's been an honor to have you on the fucking show. It was a good fucking good night so far. And big thank you to you for coming on.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you for having me. Thanks for kicking it with me and giving me the opportunity to come out here and voice my opinion and talk and kick it with you guys.
Hell yeah, man. I hope you keep killing it. In a couple months, fucking hit me up. We will get you back for the reunion show.
Oh, no doubt. And I was gonna hit you up I was gonna hit you up in your somehow in your DMs.
Yeah, slide in my DMs, my guy.
I was gonna say I got some shit with my brother. Ruthless Rob told me and my brother to form a group, and my brother's going into the National Guard, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to fully portray that, but we got some nice tracks. What I'm gonna say, and I was gonna say I'm probably not gonna post them out like in online and shit, but if you wanted to play them on your show or something, I'd definitely just send them over to you.
Hell yeah. That's something I tell everybody. If you got exclusive shit, or if you have like just you want to play it early, or you want to do anything fresh to get the hype for your shit, hit me up.
I was gonna say I don't really talk too much, which is probably like a bad thing. I probably should promote a little bit more, but I'm in the process of right now of working on my next project, which is going to be an EP. So, you know what I mean? I'll do you right and send you something a little early and let you bless everybody with it early. So
sounds good, my guy. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for the time. I appreciate y'all.
Hell yeah, man.
Bro, man. Thank you for coming through, man.
Yeah, whoop whoop. And you know we do it here. Clowny Daggers, my guy. Clowny Daggers.
Yes, sir. Good night, y'all.
Hell yeah.
So I ain't gonna show y'all the full fucking thing. I'm just gonna show you this aspect.
He's gonna show us something. Show it to us.
I can't show you the whole fucking thing.
Now that my real guest is gone, I'm gonna be a little more feral. I do apologize to people. I'm fucking hitting stupid o'clock.
All right, I had to fold it origami style so y'all don't see any important information.
Oh, I saw it.
See this here?
That's Miss Out with a big fucking head, my guy.
Yo boy got, for the first time in his life, got a fucking driver's permit.
Yo, congrats, my guy. I'm happy I don't drive where you do. Because you be driving me nuts. Anyway. I fucking lost my mind. Since we are on the topic, and Bleezy Poe, big thank you again. Awesome fucking guest.
Yeah.
We have some more guests down the pipeline. Let's talk about some of these updates with the channel. I know you guys love the fucking new videos. Well, I'm just assuming. The new games and all the other fun shit. If you guys got ideas, I have not gotten anybody who's hit me yet with Ask Bartle, which if you guys
I figured that shit would have been loaded.
Ask me questions, my guys, and I will answer them. If you guys want advice, and it will be bad advice, it will be non-professional and downright bad advice. But if you want to hear my take on anything, really, send it to bartlehouseyt@gmail.com, or just hit me in the DMs or in the comments down below, and I will read that shit if it's cool, and give you some goddamn advice.
Hell yeah. Hey, BRB.
Hell yeah. We got fucking upcoming guests, though. Obviously, next week we have Zombie Cult coming back. I can't wait to see my boys over there. I'm excited for them to be at the gathering. I'm excited I get to talk to them right before they're at the gathering. I was talking to them earlier yesterday, trying to get some pictures for the new graphic, which will be up soon. The following week, we have Grim Smiles in-house. Grim Smiles is going to be here. We're going to chat about all the big shit he's doing, especially his album he dropped with Knowledge. Following that, we got the one and only Lost Boy X, previous owner of Greytown Records and now owner of Nailbat, and still big love for Greytown Records. Following that, we will have the homies, another crossover event. I told you the crossover event is real. We're going to have the homies from All Wrongs Reserved. in-house. They're going to be coming right off their Gathering podcast show. We are intertwined with very similar metrics and show ideas, and I appreciate those guys. They have a dope show. They do reviews. Go check their fucking shit out. All Wrongs Reserved. They're going to be here. And then the last week of next month, we are going to have the one and only Project Born. Project Born's going to be here. Absolutely insane. I'm going to know a song to tell Polk this time. And then in August, sometime vaguely in August, we have the Michigan Misfits, who are also going to be in-house in the Bartlehouse. But that is the updates with the channel. Let's play some fucking songs. You know, we got a handful of music left. I might not play all of it tonight. You know how it be. But I got another good chunk of music coming your way. We have more bits, more segments to come as well. And I was not fucking prepared. Share. Yeah. So next up we have Babel the Demon. Yes. No. It's here somewhere. Sorry. We have OD Prophet with Big Thuggin' featuring the late EJ Prophet. Rest in peace, EJ Prophet.
Rest in peace.
OD Prophet. Here we go.
From the block, big thug, cypher this shit now. Big thug, all upon the speaker to the dead. Big thug, vision make the living in my head. Big thug,
Fingers twisted in the middle,
big thug,
nobody fucking with me. Shit, bitch, we
big thug,
we just some hitters on a mission.
Big thug,
got to beat this game into submission. A demon from the deepest nether regions of reality. Pistol in my fist for piss, but this that the mentality. Keep it on my hip, don't trip though, that's just a formality. But if you get to tripping, we just slip in my fatality. Big brains on the wall, stains on his drawers. Got devil dog, sick rebel raw, slick metal paws. With my mouth like a mat, big head of sauce. Pull it out, cock it back, bitch, set it off. This shit is what you missing, to fix your disposition. Don't you go judging me, it could be what you think it isn't. Death to the opposition, they'll never catch me slipping. Just slip the clip in, I swear this shit be hitting different.
big thug, falling homies from the block. Big thug, cypher this shit now. Big thug, all upon the speaker to the dead. Big thug, vision make the living in my head. Big thug,
Fingers twisted in the middle, keep it.
big thug,
Nobody fucking with me, shit, bitch, we
big thug,
we just some hitters on a mission.
big thug,
Got to beat this game into submission.
orbits.
Cooking hard up in a crock pot, sip serving. This the shit that make the block hot, wrist burning. Mush your brain up like a soft spot. Give that junkie bitch a hot shot. Drop her head off at the cop shop. Jumping let off at the op spot. Shit bumping. Only fucking with that top notch. Sip serving. Keep that soft inside a sock knot. Serving hood to hood on the daily. Burning woods and we always getting hazy. You know my favorite say it. Fuck you pay me. Like UGK said the game is cold, but it's gravy.
Big thug, falling homies from the block. Big thug, cypher this shit now. Big thug, all upon the speaker to the dead. Big thug, vision make the living in my head. Big thug,
Fingers twisted in the middle, keep it.
big thug,
Nobody fucking with me, shit, bitch, we
big thug,
we just some hitters on a mission.
big thug.
Got to beat this game into submission.
It's Cerberus clicking this motherfucker. Cerberus clicking, choking a fucking bag of dicks, bitch. Keep it pushing. Fuck out of here. No matter what the fuck happens.
I keep it moving, get the crowd to going stupid. Keep it pushing like I don't know if I fall, there's no cushion. I done had a lot of motherfuckers try to do me wrong. Hey, got to keep it pushing like the motherfucking song say. Cause if you fall flat down on your face, who the fuck gonna help you rock it into outer space? Nah, ain't nobody gonna pick you up and dust you off. Do that shit yourself and prove these motherfuckers wrong.
5 fingers cross your face and holler dominoes. Dab you up and put the shank to your abdominal. All hail the blicky, inhale the sticky. She inhaled the glizzy, impaled the pussy. Shit is sketchy like an eyewitness description. I'm high and I'm on a mission to prescribe you this prescription. This Cerberus click shit could lead to an addiction. It can relieve all your afflictions. Don't be deceived, this what you missing.
I roll your course into the dirt and then I keep it moving. I keep it pushing like the demons on the corner to it. I keep this blicky by the nuts, so if we get into it, I don't hear no bullshit, but my cat, you know she speaking fluent. I come from the old school, cut out your cheeks for doing anything involving police. If you squeaking through, then Cerberus click. We the beast that you don't speak into existence. If you do, then you deceased, and we gon' keep it moving. I keep it pushing like a janitor with the broom. Offensive lineman, here to clear some fucking room. Street sweeper with the snow, plowing bodies off the block. Candlelight vigil has them begging us to stop.
But I doubt it, we'll never go down this path. Cause this hatred built here was on top of this rap. So don't question why my actions are the way they are. Snatch you off the street, now you in my fucking car, yeah.
I got an icebox chest, but I blow flames. Propane flows, but my style's so cocaine. Cobain, blow out your brains for the whole thing. I'm talking piano keys, I ain't talking about no woes, man. Like old gang type shit, my whole crew bang. Keep running game, niggas, stuff you like an old flame. This assay with SP vision so insane. Cerberus click, slice wrist, drain your whole vein. I roll your course into the dirt and then I keep it moving. I keep it pushing like the demons on the corner to it. I keep this blicky by the nuts, so if we get into it, I don't hear no bullshit, but my cat, you know she speaking fluent. I come from the old school, cut out your cheeks for doing anything involving police. If you speaking through, then Cerberus click. We the beast that you don't speak into existence. If you do, then you deceased, and we gon' keep it moving.
I roll your corpse into the dirt and then I keep it moving. I keep it pushing like the demons on the corner do it. I keep the blicky by the nuts, so if we get into it, I don't hear the bullshit, but my cat, you know she's speaking fluent.
You can tell by the way I move, there's little time, I got a shit to do, I've got to. You can look into my eyes and see what's looking back behind my smile. You can look into my heart and see that it's a wasteland of violence. Bitch, I'll cut you down into smaller sizes. Look into my eyes, I just wanna take a drive. And then just like a fade into the night. Look into my eyes, I just wanna take a drive.
Hell yeah. That was Babel the Demon with Succubus. We also had some other people in that playthrough. We had Odie Prophet with Big Thuggin'. And we had, why did it jump? Cerebrus Click, however it's pronounced, with Keep It Moving. Super fucking fresh. Missa, how you feel about the new visualizers?
Trippy.
Man, yeah, man. I spent so much goddamn time on those. But
you made them yourself?
Yeah, I made all that stuff myself. Including this next thing, which is a graphic. We're gonna talk about, I know I said we were gonna do this earlier. Let's talk about the Mad Movies tent at the Gathering.
Hell yeah.
man, they announced the timeline. That's the only thing I really was interested in because I can't see the artists, so I was just curious what movies they picked out. Me being such a fucking nerd. And day one they started off at 12 with Galaxy Quest, the Tim Allen movie. A lot of space, a lot of sci-fi movies. At 2 we have The Matrix, followed by The Matrix Reloaded. Probably one of my favorite movies on the list is The Fifth Element at 7, followed by Serenity for all you Firefly nerds out there, and District 9. I was like, why District 9? See, so after District 9 they have Dark.
I like District 9.
I feel that, but like, so after District 9 they have Dark Fury, which is the Chronicles of Riddick cartoon that comes right before Chronicles of Riddick. And then the actual Chronicles of Riddick. I don't know why instead of District 9 they didn't pick Pitch Black. I feel like Pitch Black would have been the right choice because that's literally the first movie in the series.
Right.
You know. But that's day one.
Didn't the people who made District 9 are the same people that made that movie with D Antwoord?
Oh, I don't know.
Chappie. With the robot Chappie?
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I thought they did Cloverfield. Isn't that the
they might have done
Cloverfield?
I don't know. I don't know if they did Cloverfield. I know that the whole location, like Chappie, is set in like Johannesburg, South Africa as well. So I thought maybe it's got Hugh Jackman in it and shit.
But day 2, they're gonna start off later in the day at 4 p.m. with They Live. Such a good fucking movie.
So they're going horror now.
A little bit. A little horror, but then we're going to go right back to sci-fi. But first, we're going to hit the necessary one. The one that everybody would have bitched at if it wasn't on the list. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, of course.
You have to have Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Because I see what they're doing. The whole theme is sci-fi space movies. Aliens and shit.
Now this next one seems out of place though, especially at the Gathering. Like, yeah, I get it. There's nerds and stuff. I don't see a lot of people hanging in at 7:00 at night when the shows are going on to go see Guardians of the Galaxy.
I want to.
I mean, I get it. I think it's going. I forget what artist is on at the time, but I think it's a pretty decent artist on during Guardian. Like who's gonna pick main stage and who's gonna pick Guardians over main stage?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. No.
9:00, which I think is the big. I think it might be Ouija night 2. I don't remember.
If it was like during like a calm down time, which there's rarely ever calm down time at the game, then
that's why I get like the other nights they start them at noon, so like can get in and watch a couple before some of the shows.
Dude, they play. I saw Big Money Rustlers at the Gathering when they first premiered it at the Gathering. Before they released it. And
I love the idea of the movies tent though.
It was like, fuck man, like goddamn 5:00 in the morning.
Right. If they would have had the movies tent when I was there, I definitely would have been in the movies tent quite a bit because I don't do well in the heat. And I think it's better than just sitting at camp under a fucking awning in the heat still to actually go out and hang out with other juggalos in an air conditioned fucking tent and watch a movie.
Right.
That was a fantastic idea on whoever's idea that was. But moving on at 9, we have Cloverfield. I'm not huge into Cloverfield.
I liked it. Like when it first came out. I saw it in the movie theater and I liked it. I feel like it didn't really gain much of a cult following.
Right. I think it was one of those movies like Blair Witch where the hype was most of it, like all the leak stuff beforehand was a big part of it.
When they I remember being a kid when that movie came out and they had the thing in the theaters, the trailer. And I thought the movie, because they didn't show much, and I thought I heard the woman scream, "It's a lion." So I thought this movie was going to be about a giant lion that takes over this city and fucking eats people. What's up, Andrew? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Andrew. We talked about you earlier, but thanks for the overshare, my guy. I love it.
But yeah, that's what I was like. What the? When I actually saw the movie, it petrified me because I wasn't expecting to see this giant fucking monster. I was expecting to see this giant fucking lion.
I think it was hyped up not as like a big Cthulhu monster in the beginning. I think it was supposed to be hyped as like a real thing before it became out as like a movie.
They would never show the actual monster, and that's what I liked about Cloverfield. Is
they show like the foot at the end, don't they? But that's about it.
In the trailer.
Oh no, not in the trailer. I mean in the actual movie.
That's what I'm saying. In the hype, the trailer, they hyped it by not showing the monster what it looked like. Like whereas you see some horror movies, you see a glimpse of the demon or the spirit that's attacking someone or something. You know.
482 said he wishes he has the power to highlight the chat. Well, absolutely not, my guy. But moving on from that was this one was a pretty big hit when it came out. A Quiet Place.
I never seen it.
It's okay. It's hyped very well in like a lot of the horror circles, like the horror videos and stuff I watch.
Seen
but
previews, but I've never actually seen.
I'm not into psychological horror or like a lot of the modern horror. So, now the next one though is one of the best sci-fi movies ever, and that's because of the extended just ass shot. And that's Starship Troopers. Just the gratuitous nudity in that one scene. But yeah, I love Starship Troopers as well. It's a great movie. And then ending off the night with Nope.
Oh, I want to see that movie so bad, but I don't want to see it at the gathering.
I'd be bitching out in front of a bunch of juggalos. They'd be making fun of me. Day 3, we're gonna start off with potentially the worst of the 3 Cornetto films. I don't know. I like it. The World's End.
The World's End.
But I'm surprised no Shaun of the Dead, no Hot Fuzz. They're just gonna go with the World's. I get the World's End's the space one, the alien one, but I would like to see all 3 of the Cornetto films. You know,
is the movie Paul considered?
It's not. It does not count as a Cornetto film. Okay. But it is. It does feature Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Right.
But no, the whole trilogy, like they call it the Cornetto trilogy because they're eating Cornettos in every movie. And they're all done by the same guy. I can't remember his name. Bobby says, big shout out to all the Elder Gods. Absolutely. Following that, we got Total Recall. Absolute fucking classic. I hope it's the old one. I think it's the old one. If it's the new one, why? Why?
Are we possibly going to get a popcorn recession stand?
I was thinking that. Like, I wonder if they do popcorn. I haven't been, so I couldn't tell you for sure. If not, somebody needs to market that idea.
If not, then I might be the one. I might get a popcorn popping machine.
You need to make some weed infused popcorn. Now this next one really throws me for a loop, and for 2 reasons. One, it's Star Trek, but it's not just Star Trek. It's Star Trek 2.
Oh,
and I think this is the new Star Trek 2 and not the old one, not Wrath of Khan. I think it's the newer one.
You can tell there's somebody that's behind this. That there's multiple people behind this. There's some new guys and some young guys. And some
last year, what it was each day was picked by, one was Jay, one was Shaggy, one was the Juggalos, and one was Jump. I don't know if that's the case this year. It doesn't seem like it.
I wonder if
it seems like a better mix. I think Shaggy fucked it up because he picked Star Wars his whole day.
Like, see, what they could do is they could. Well, I like Star Wars.
I know, but a whole day of Star Wars.
Oh no, fuck that, no.
And surprisingly missing off this list, there's no Star Wars this year.
Oh yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like I think it would be better if they asked the Juggalos to pick.
Right.
They put, allowed us to make the choices for what them. Of course they can't take everybody's request, but if they take the most requested ones.
Yeah, it's easy as like everything else. Like you email in for artists, you can email in for a movie. Mars Attacks is after that. Love Mars Attacks. Such a good movie.
Fucking goofy ass movie.
I'm about it. Followed by the Tom Cruise classic, War of the Worlds.
I hate that movie.
It's a dumb fucking movie.
Very stupid.
But then we hit midnight. And what better movie to play at midnight but John Carpenter's The Thing?
Dude, hell yeah.
Followed by ending the night off with Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
That's a good movie.
Hell yeah. We're going to end off day 4 kind of all over the fucking place. At noon, we got Transformers, the original first one. Then we have Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm about that. And I have a typo there, I think, because it's supposed to be 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., not 11. At 3:30, we have Attack the Block, rather, which I'm not familiar with. Yeah, Independence Day after that.
Oh, hell yeah.
One of the best alien movies out there. Followed by Aliens at 7:30.
Oh, hell yeah. Of course you got Alien. Right.
Now, Men in Black is at 10. Okay. But I think the clowns are on at 10 the last night. Who's going to Men in Black during the clowns last set?
Not going to happen.
And then Predator at midnight and Super 8 at 2. And then The Gathering movie tent is over. How do you feel about the rundown of movies?
No Short Circuit, bro.
Yeah, there's a couple of good ones that I could think of that didn't make the list.
Not included. Mac and Me.
Mac and Me for sure, my guy. I want to watch Mac and Me with a bunch of juggalos. That would be E.T. Yeah, why is E.T. not on the list? Fucking Evolution would have been a good one.
Oh yeah. Or what's that one fucking alien film where the
2001 Space Odyssey also. Although I think that one was played last year. Maybe that's why some of them weren't played this year, because they were played last year.
Planet of the Apes, does that count?
Paul, no. Why wasn't Paul? We were just talking about it. Why wasn't Paul on the list?
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
Planet of the Apes would be a good one, a good space one, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even in space though.
I know, but he thinks it is. They think it is until the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, at least the original.
70s one in the 70s.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the movie tent. Mixed feel about it. Although I think it's fresh. Also, I love that they moved the Echo Side tournaments to the movie tent. That's why the one day stuff doesn't start till 4, because there are Echo Side tournaments and poker tournaments and shit in the movie tent.
That on the lineup, it doesn't actually say Insane Clown Posse on any of them. It says
it doesn't.
Space. So I'm wondering, are they performing every one of the songs off of Psychopathic from Outer Space like they did the Bizarre Bazaar?
A very interesting, question. Also, Jay's on solo tour. I think Shaggy's on a solo tour too. Yeah. Are we gonna see Three-Headed Monster at the Gathering?
That might happen. That would be dope. Well, I think they would have it on the lineup.
But yeah, that's why I was like, oh, maybe they didn't plan it ahead of time. But this segues perfectly into our next little thing here. We're gonna talk about some upcoming shows. Now, I don't have all of them. I talked about a bunch last week. This one was on last week's, but shout out again. 2 nights in June. We got Zitro, HB Grizz, Michigan Misfits, Bakelo, Insane Poetry, Nasty Inc. A bunch of dope fucking artists on this one.
That's stacks.
Hell yeah. This is in St. Broadway Street, New Haven, Indiana on June 23rd. So 2 days from now. Looks like a dope show. Hell yeah, this one was just added to Facebook, or at least I just saw it. Cottonmouth Kings, Blazing Trails Tour, Chucky Chuck. We got a bunch of people I don't know. D-Loke.
A bunch of people I don't know. D-Loke. This is not D-Loke.
Yeah, bunch of Midwest states. Yeah, they'll be in. Oh fuck, they're going to Stroudsburg. They're gonna be in Pennsylvania. Cool. I don't know if I want to see Cottonmouth Kings though.
That's not the Cottonmouth Kings, dog. That's the Dry Mouth Kings.
Oh yeah. Ritz featuring Mad Child and Noble Poets. I really can't see those fucking dates, but peep that shit out.
Both of those.
Mellow Lovation tour.
I'm excited to see Ritz and Mad Child perform.
Looks like a big national tour. Hell yeah. Lights Out 6 though, featuring Light, Token, Buckshot, Straight Jacket, Project Born, Schizo, Hatch. I can't read that one. Something Syndicate. Midwest Syndicate. Plus like special guest performance. Who do you think the guest performance is going to be? You think it's going to be somebody on Light's label? Maybe it's somebody they're adding to Light's label.
Maybe
Dayton Fam. Can we get Dayton Fam? That would be. Bobby said, "Hey, that's my dad."
Are they adding Dayton Fam?
I thought Woody Harrelson was your dad, my guy.
Was there talks about Dayton Fam?
So they haven't added Dayton Fam. They did do a group live, I believe on Replicon actually, and or they were live on Twitch together. And somebody had commented along the lines of Dayton Fam would be awesome, and Light said, "Yeah, I would love to have Dayton Fam on Monstar." Only, right now we're really focusing on Project Born's new album, which is coming out soon. Right. And Aunt G, I believe, has an album they're working on. Okay. So they're like, they want to focus on the artists they have right now, or Schizo. It might have been Schizo. They're focusing on the artists they have, but they would love to have Dayton Fam in the future. So maybe.
That'd be fresh. I'd be so fucking ecstatic about that.
How about some Cody Manson? This is the Southern Idaho Hip Hop Festival with a bunch of other artists that I can't read because I fucked that shit up.
Shout out to Tripe Life.
Idaho Falls, Saturday, August 19th. And of course, we talked about this one last week, but Hool Fest looks insane. You got the Hooligans, Aloe Azul, Super Famous, Sun, Clockwork, Mad Max, Stray, Nasty Inc. Fucking list goes on and on.
Fresh.
It's gonna be insane. August 26th in West Virginia. If you're in the West Virginia area, you want to be in that fucking show. Looking at you, Snaps.
Your homeboy in West Virginia, right?
Oh yeah, Bleezy is from West Virginia.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. But yeah, that's the fucking shows. So but we got a little bit of time before it's midnight. We might stop at midnight. We might not. I haven't decided yet. But let's play some more music. I wish I had these queued up ahead of time. I'm just dumb. Don't do that.
I'll be right back.
But next up, we got some Sky Swamp Orange. We're just talking about Stray. Sky Swamp Orange with Ivy. Now, all these songs in this block are heavy as fuck. So if you're falling asleep, this shit's going to wake you up.
Is anybody else left on the outside? Anybody want to find out what happens after you keep the booking for the second, third, or the fourth time? Strap up, stay close to the spill zone, hands up. Follow me at all costs. Watch me embody the last thing and everything you want to torture. How we can continue on the boat, must commit divided. There's no life left though, only for a move forward with the full flow. The red light, kid, gaslight, house life. Heard your mother like a turncoat last night. Let me guess, is the liquor talking in my right? A sad sight coming from you, just right. Make me wanna spaz, make me wanna grab back and pass back all them half-ass promises. You want
so-called rivals. Beat the dials home, harmonize all you want with it, cause I got me a new form. Case you also, I don't fuck with anybody acting like my loyalty might go well with the pity that they long for. Oh, don't got a one-way ticket for you, bitch. Now I go. Say your digits and let you will listen to you. Never once think that my ass was getting. I got a off the enemy. They only have the amenities in any and every moment they see me to embarrass me. I got the security now. I can gang on the thing I care about now. Everybody else drunk from the ship, so what the fuck now? We letting them drown, swallowing any of that. No bitch, move. So lay me down to sleep, but open my eyes. Show me the worst within you, and I'll break that I'm blind. Burn me silently, in my thoughts and read my soul. 'Cause I should've known I'd be twisted soul. They say that we come from the sun, drip to a place with no name. Festival born some change and told not to talk between planes. Well, only some get it. For the clap of a critic, only to grab him and salvage what's left. Punch me the lungs as I break through the flesh. This isn't something I want, this is just something I need. Feed the release, Virgil who question the creed. Bring all the kings to their knees, make them believe that we can all lead them all to a realm where only the heathens will lead peace. Unlike my head before I went up dead from the hate that turns into rage, something for flesh, and I can't keep my eyes off it. Drench me in the blood of my opponents. Done with faking it, motherfuckers, they raping it, held on it, and they never did. They only mistaken it with the pride of their last life. Fuck you and the junkies that you keep tight. And you barking like a dog or a barking like. Wanna see a blade? Let me how it tastes when they go see you drawing that back at your face, bitch. Say that don't talk, you know that you came with. Since they won, you brought nothing. It's dangerous, not entertaining. If they think it's safe to fall from okay, I'm fucking okay. Don't fix the place, I got fought for the cause of the best of me. I fail to see you and make sure God ain't shit to me. Don't fix the place, I got fought for the cause of the best of me. I fail to see you and make sure God ain't shit to me. Let's go.
When a sperm becomes embryo, boom box and stereo. Every single one of us are coming from a different scenario. Native American burial ground, from the top of the castle to the merry-go-round. When they hunting them, skull back, full position. I don't listen to reason unless it's my OG, like Kobe or an African czar. And it starts like they know me, and they O-ring with a slow leak, and it's so deep and cozy, and they throw me so open, and they walking through walls like I'm Gumby and Pokey, a tycoon, a mogul in a kingdom. I'm mean, I'm merciless. No need for rehearsing this, leaving you eating. It's a superfluous, meat eater, herbalist, seasoned with a bourbon. You sleeping with the treason, you're kissing my ring. It's the season, no freedom. This dictatorship has sailed. I am the king, the final boss, the one at the top of the mountain. Yes, I'm the queen, at any cost. You got it, it's only me. Yes, I'm the king, the final boss, the one at the top of the mountain. Yes, I'm the queen, at any cost. You got it, it's only me.
Waluigi, where Wario, Pitbull, Atari, no barrier built could ever go by me, bro. Frozen hot, like Sub-Zero cardio, master my game. I'm Bowser, you Mario. March to infinity, giggity, giggity. Better be clearing my vicious vicinity. I'm king of the ill, the real raw deal. The West Side connects to kill.
Better king me, take a king bee, steal queen bee, going 8 deep, going peaky, going 8 deep in a re-re. And these suckers been busting, they ask for my spot. Breaking they legs for a walk in my park. And these shoes, they think God in me. Y'all just commodities. Take it to the bank, cheap cock, I grab up your thought and breathe. Watch it never gonna burn, hip hop, bumpers, like jumper, and all the eardrums in the world you see. I am the king, the final boss, the one at the top of the mountain. Yes, I'm the queen, at any cost. You got it, it's only me. Yes, I'm the king, the final boss, the one at the top of
got a real fucking problem and I'll probably get convicted. Addicted to the blood spill, I'm truly sick and twisted. Murder's all I dream of, my mind is demented. I know that I should stop, but my heart and head conflicted. Rejected from society, I became quite vindictive. This might sound like bullshit, my reality not restricted. Expected to be normal, my life left unscripted. Murder is my art and I strive to be depicted. With blood from my victims I paint like Picasso. Attention to detail, so more like Bartlehouse. Stack dead bodies while you worry about your cash flow. Don't you even worry, cause you're next to get your mind blown. Cut your fucking head off and use it as a centerpiece, and use what's left to create my next masterpiece. Everything I'm saying might just alert the police. Bitch, I don't care, it's confessions of a murderer.
Police in pursuit of a chief going down the highway. The body's falling out, but oh my god, we can get on the scene for this. 16 bodies. Confessions of a murderer. It's a bloody scene down here, Tom. Confessions of a murderer. Oh my god. Confessions of a murderer.
When it comes to being a psychopath, man, I'm in my own league. I'll keep on confessing, I can tell y'all are intrigued. None of y'all are safe while the murder clique walks free. Our favorite thing to do is to hit another killing spree. I'll gather up my homies and we'll hop in the fucking Jeep. We wait till night, cause you know we always on the creep. You better pray to God that your soul is his to keep. If you fail to do that, you know we always play for keeps. It's been about a week since I last committed homicide. Like an itch I can't scratch, I contemplate suicide. Guess the truth is that I'm already dead inside. Thinking about this world has got my urges amplified. We never get caught, our sentence is eternity. But everybody knows what happens if you fuck with me. Sit here and admit all this shit fucking fearlessly. Bitch, I don't care, it's confessions of a murderer.
Police in pursuit of a chief going down the highway. The body's falling out, but oh my god, we can get on the scene for this. 16 bodies. Confessions of a murderer. It's a bloody scene down here, Tom. Confessions of a murderer. Oh my god. Confessions of a murderer. Confessions of a murderer. Confessions of a murderer. Confessions of a murderer. Confessions of a murderer.
Hell yeah, that was Murder Click, Confessions of a Murderer. We also had Kung Fu Vampire and Gorilla Voltage with The King, and Sky Swamp Orange with Ivy. That song went hard.
Yes, sir.
You know, we've done all the things. We've done all the things tonight, guys. We've had the interviews. We've done the segments. We played Poe or No from Bartlebot or Not. Check back next week. We will have Zombie Cult returning to kick it with your boy Beef Tiger. That will be back at our normal time Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Big thank you to Bleezy Poe for coming on. Mid-South Monster for showing some love, not only in the song, but in life. Knife in your butt. Big shout outs to all the homies and people that stopped by in the fucking chat, and anybody who's gonna watch this shit on the replay. I fucking love y'all. Have a great fucking night, and don't ever forget Clowny Daggers, y'all.
Ooh, Clowny Daggers.
Clowny Daggers.
The Bartlehouse is open, no invite needed with juggalos. Been hyped this evening, feeding for music, more guests than topics. No drama, no bullshit, no fake news, no nonsense, no grim logic. Only fam knowledge and dropping the rawest of platforms and artists. Bartlehouse, where you'll never see the bottle stop. The beef tigers off the leash, and if it's beef, you gotta see the final Bartle boss. The diamonds are raining, defining the greatness the carnival provides. Welcome to the Bartlehouse, now get your ass inside.